with Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael.
Oh, Jason, you look so... I miss having you here. Don't get me wrong. I can't wait for you to come back. But that's just such a cool setup, man. I really am honestly jealous of your... Was that, what would you call it? Not an overhang. There's a term for that. The ceiling thing.
Awning?
Awning. But that's... I feel like awning is kind of... I'm in awe of your awning, but I feel like that's kind of... When I think of an awning, I think of like one of those little circus tent looking things.
Yeah, the ones where the guy falls off
right.
and keeps going through.
Yeah, exactly. The cartoons. Like that is a whole like ceiling, fans, the whole. Was that originally there when you moved into the place?
Oh, no.
Yeah, you added that in, huh?
Yeah, there's been some work on it over the years.
I'm just going to take a guess that you could probably purchase a 4-door vehicle for what that ran you.
Maybe.
Maybe not in 2024, but
yeah. Over time, between the
how much was it, Jason?
That's well done.
Yeah, exactly.
How much was it, Jason?
It was
$100.
Exactly.
I love seeing Jason uncomfortable.
Why? Let me ask you a question. I have no interest in, look, that's Jason's business. Just for fun, though. Why do we feel weird about talking about stuff? Like, why do we feel weird about it? Is it because if you say the amount and it's a lot, it's a flex? I know it's personal. I get it. I wouldn't want to say it either, but why? What is the motion behind that? Why wouldn't we want to share that? Anyone? I'm asking, like, I instinctively feel the same way you do, Jason. If somebody asked me how much did that run you? I mean, unless it was like something stupid, I was like, oh, it was $100. But I feel like if it's you don't want to share it, and I'm just, me, I'm always curious about this stuff. Why don't we want to share it? Why do we?
I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. Like on anything, on the new car, what that cost you? Like, I just don't think people like to.
I think
probably for all the reasons.
We should break the stigma.
You just want to...
Dave, how much is your house?
See, I don't want to answer that question. But why?
Okay, what was the down payment?
What was my down payment?
I don't know what ours was.
Now say first you're like, I don't want to talk. Now I'm gonna play stupid.
No, I'm thinking it was I think it was like $35.
$35?
35 grand, 35, 40 grand. But we have this program here where you can borrow from your 401k to do your down. I didn't have 35 grand.
You have 35,000 in your 401k?
No, not anymore. But that's how I did it back in the day. But
it's now a 201k.
Yeah, it's a 101k. Exactly. I don't. Yeah, that is weird, right? Like, how much is your house worth? Well, I know exactly how much my house worth. I'm a Redfin guy. I'm always looking at that. Not that they're exactly accurate, but you know what, Jason? I think it's since Chris asked me that, and I just went through it myself 5 seconds ago. I do. I think it's a flex. I think it's a flex thing, even though it's not like we live in $1 million houses, but it still feels flexy, which I guess we're good people. Yeah. We don't want to flex.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's on any kind of purchase. Probably it's. I don't know if it's a human nature thing, but I think it is.
Yeah. Well, look. Bottom line is this: I think you have a great background there, and I'm very jealous of that because it's not like even when it rains, you're not getting wet, right?
I'm covered.
Yeah, you're completely. Even if the wind's blowing, like you're.
Well, that'll blow in here, but
a little area. Yeah. Well, good morning, everybody. Welcome in. We got a big show for you. I have story time, Jason. I have story time today. Yesterday was top 5 most interesting day of my entire life, and I don't say that lightly. It is a day I will never, ever, ever forget. So I got home, and just some background with this whole soccer thing over there I'm doing. Sir Patrick Stewart, who plays Jean-Luc Picard and, Professor X and a bunch of other things. He's a lifelong fan of Huddersfield Town. And
Director Bullock in American Dad.
Yes, him
which
too.
Is what I'm a fan of.
Which you're okay. So that everyone has their own version of Sir Patrick Stewart.
Jason's is.
Yeah, what is Jason's?
Jason's is. His is Robin Hood Men in Tights.
Oh God, I forgot he was in that. You're right.
Yeah,
I completely forgot he was in that.
I think it's because he has hair.
Uh-huh. So
me or him?
Yes. So I was put in contact with him about a month ago because I'm designing the open for next year for the soccer team. The video that will play on the video board, the music, the pyro when the pyrotechnics when the team. Basically, it's the video that runs before like the players come out and hit the pitch. We've seen this basketball, football. Everyone has one. We're redesigning it, and who better to get to do the voiceover than Sir Patrick Stewart? And he's done stuff for the club before, but this is the first time I've been directly linked to him. So it's about, I got home a little late because I was here for a while. It's about 12:30. I just finished eating breakfast, brunch, whatever. I go upstairs. So my wife and I have a marriage counseling appointment at 1 p.m. It's a Zoom call thing that we do.
How much is that?
It's $50 a pop. I'll tell you that. And we're not like, it's just one of those things we do. It's not like we're, having issues. Well, we always have issues, but we do it every once in a while, just kind of refresh everything.
Kind of like a tuning.
That's the perfect way to put it. Thank you, Chris. So the following happens. I'm upstairs. It's now 12:45. I can't take a nap, but I'm super tired. My phone beeps. I look down because I had gotten Sir Patrick's email, and I'd sent him an email saying, "Hey, would love to hook up." Blah blah blah. So he sends me an email back. That's the email I get. It says Patrick Stewart on it, and he proceeds. I won't read. I don't want to violate the guy's privacy or anything, but I'll read the stuff. I don't think he'd care if I read. He says, "Hello, David." Which, by the way, I'm 100% David with him now. That's cool.
You read it in his voice, though.
Yeah, I can't even do it. Hello, David.
Hello, David.
Thank you for your email. I'm very happy to blah, blah, blah. It would be very helpful if we could do the recording at my home in Los Angeles. Here is my phone number. Let's schedule everything out. So just to give you an idea. Please keep in mind, I am a lifelong fan of this guy, and I am a Trekkie, and that's like, I can't think of 5 people in the world I'd be more starstruck around than Patrick Stewart. So
Peace too.
Huh? Peace
too.
So it's about 12:50. We're getting close to the marriage counseling thing, but I just read this thing. So the following occurs. And people, if you have kids in the car, this is just where I'm going to overshare. It's 100% an overshare, but I'm just being real. Okay, I gave you enough time. I lay my head down on the pillow. I'm so excited. And when I get excited, and when I get butterflies, because that's exactly what I got, I get gassy. I thought I was passing one thing, but I completely passed another thing. And boy,
gross.
And quite a bit of it. So much that I had to cup myself from behind while I shimmied to the bathroom, knowing that I had 5 minutes until marriage counseling started. But I
could imagine why you need this.
Shockingly, there's no toilet paper in our bathroom. I then shimmy down the hall to the kids' bathroom, of which there's no toilet paper in the kids' bathroom or underneath. I now begin to walk downstairs gingerly to the only other bathroom we have, When I get downstairs, the dogs realize I'm awake, and they're excited to see me. They start attacking my ankles excitingly, and the puppy starts jumping on me while I am gingerly tiptoeing, cupping myself to the bathroom. And I finally get in there, boot one of the dogs out, close the door. My wife's asking me what's going on. I say, don't worry about it. She goes, we have counseling in 3 minutes. I go, I get it. I'll just say that I get in there, I close the door, and I'll save you the details. It's an absolute war zone. Normally, I would have just hopped in the shower, but I don't have that option. So I proceed to just mash unit myself. I had to say goodbye, a long and tearful goodbye with no eulogy because I didn't have time, to one of my favorite pair of undies of all time, which are now buried at the bottom of the bathroom garbage can. And I ended up wearing a towel around me for the duration of the marriage counseling. During the marriage counseling, I get an email from Sir Patrick Stewart while I am pantsless saying, hey, could you give me a call it was basically 5 minutes after marriage counseling ended. So we finished up the marriage counseling, which let me just say was quite a wild one this time. There was definitely some things that I wasn't aware of she had an issue with. And oh boy, I was expecting this to be a nice, smooth one. Nope. It was very much the analogy I would use would be what happened to me earlier. I thought it was going to be one thing. It was completely different. I'm in this crazy headspace, and then we go a little bit long, which means I immediately have to hang up. And then I have to turn and call Sir Patrick Stewart. Now, I'm not going to violate the man's trust, but I will just so you know I'm not lying. This is me outside, sitting at my
So also shirtless.
Yeah, I was shirtless at this point too, with a towel on me, and I'm calling him, and sorry, I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to play it. Okay, that was his hello. Because I had to for my own purposes. I can't ever use this, obviously, but for my own purposes, I had to record. I had to get a video of me talking to the man. Not that I can share it publicly, but anytime I called my old buddy Willie in Mississippi, who we used to watch.
That's not real.
My buddy Will in Mississippi. I called him immediately, FaceTimed him, and then played the video of the first part of our conversation. Like, that's how much I nerded out yesterday. By the way, there's your, well, I don't want to cover up the phone number here, but yeah, see, my guy Will right there. Called him yesterday. So in the course of about 2 hours, I missed my nap, crapped my pants, had marriage counseling, and had a 20-minute conversation with Sir Patrick Stewart while shirtless and in a towel to verify that I will be heading down there sometime in the next month and writing a script that I will now have to direct him into voicing over for this thing I'm doing. And there's just absolutely no way I'm giving him any direction. Like, how's that going to go? That was great, Sir Patrick, but I'm going to need a little more emotion. Yeah, that's probably not happening.
Would you like me to do that for you?
Yes, I would.
Tell him what?
That sucked. Can you do it better? Aren't you like a classically trained actor? Jesus.
Hey, Pat. Well, and at one point, I don't think he'd mind me saying, just to give you an idea of how much how much he loves this club. He said it was actually a great time because he's back in LA, splits time between there and the UK, because he's currently in the middle of doing the voice for an audio book to be released with a bunch of Shakespeare's sonnets. And so he's going from Shakespeare's sonnets to Carmichael Dave's crayon-written script about the soccer team. And I'm probably going to crap my pants again at his house in front of him.
Yeah, let's hope it's crayon.
I will, I will not be...
Is that one of my towels?
So that's how...
What's this he left in the bathroom?
As we wrap this up...
You really put it in the bottom of the trash can?
I had to move quickly. The end of the story. I hang up. I go inside. My wife, who I still haven't spoken to since before therapy, other than in therapy, is like, she's in the kitchen. She's like, what in the hell is going on? I'm walking in. My eyes are red because they welled up when I was talking to him because I was so freaking amazed. I'm in a towel. I don't have a shirt on. I'm in old flip-flops. She says, what's going on? I say, give me 5 minutes. I walk over to the bathroom, grab the garbage can sack thing, take it outside, walk down to the bottom because garbage days today, chuck the sack of goodies, come back inside, and then try to explain to her. And the whole thing was, her big thought was, because she thought I was FaceTiming with him because of the video. She goes, did Sir Patrick Stewart just have his first conversation with you while you were topless in a towel after you crapped your pants? And I said, yes, but he didn't know any of that. And
until I sent him this video.
Until I sent him this video. That was my.
She told the therapist, that's why I love this man.
And then we had glorious. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
That was my day yesterday, Jason and Chris. That was
wow, sounds like a crappy nap.
Well,
interestingly enough, Tom was saying that he was having stomach problems yesterday.
Oh, really? Yeah. By the way, I don't know where my diet has been fine. It's not like I've thrown in some crazy food lately. We had like ravioli the other night. Last night, what the hell? We have spaghetti. It's pasta week apparently. I don't know, but whatever. I think I was just super nervous. Anyways, never trust it, guys. When you get over 40, don't trust it. You know what I'm talking about. We'll take a break. When we come back, we have a big show planned for you, including a meal on a train at 9 a.m., a special edition of Niners at 9. Emil Fragoso, our 49er insider, is on the way will be on the way to Niners camp, I believe day 2. He will check in with us. That'll be interesting. And the Niners spent a little bit of money yesterday on Christian McCaffrey shortly after we finished the show. We'll talk about that. The A's make an even stupider move. Bob Melvin is very angry at his club. And we've got basketball as well, including the Lakers closing in on JJ Redick for their new coach. We'll talk about that more. It's Jason, it's Dave, it's Chris. We're right back.
Can Mike Brown build on last season's Coach of the Year award? Can the Kings exceed 48 wins?
We will be better prepared to make the run that we expect to run come next playoff.
Tune into every Kings game this season on Sacktown Sports and sacktownsports.com.
Power Business Technology is proud to be 100% independent, locally owned, and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a 2022 Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer. Contact us today for all of your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729, or visit us at PowerCopier.com.
At the Good Feet store, we take pain very seriously. Whether in the foot, knee, hip, or back, Good Feet makes over 300 styles, flexibilities, and sizes of pain-relieving arch supports. With 26 bones, 30 joints, and over 100 muscles, tendons, and ligaments in each foot, a lot can go painfully wrong. So there's a trained arch support specialist at each Good Feet store to give you a precision fit. Come in for a free fitting and test walk. No appointment necessary. Good Feet arch supports are HSA, FSA eligible.
The Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, Vacaville. Online at goodfeet.com.
Let's do it. Leading off, the 3 top stories in the morning.
Huge news. This is very important.
Here's cut number 1.
Well, the running back market is different than everything. So I think that we feel very good with where we're at with that, with Christian especially. I think it's contractual. I think it's 4 more years. But when you look at Christian just as an individual, like, I'm not going to compare him to anybody else. Christian is one of the more talented people I've ever been in my life. But if I didn't speak about that, I'd say he's almost the biggest overachiever I've been in my life. It's been around in my life in terms of how obsessive he is with every little thing. And just, you guys have heard us talk about him, but that's where he's extremely unique. And I mean, as you get older with age, you lose a step or something. That's not what makes Christian great. It's how he is the same player down in and down out. And yeah, it's great to have all the talent that he does have. And he takes care of his body as good as anyone. So you don't picture him losing any of that because of a number. But if that stuff does happen, Christian's always going to be a good football player until he decides not to be. And we're not really concerned with that at all with his type of personality.
Well, great, Kyle. You just jinxed the whole thing.
Oh, he did. That's the jinx.
He so just did. You don't talk about your players' health in the offseason. Can we just all remember this, please, next year and whip out this quote? Hopefully I'm wrong. We don't have to. But I just can't wait until week freaking 4 when he just jinxed the whole thing. Come on, Kyle. Anyways,
Kyle.
It was interesting because when I first read Adam Schefter's tweet on the Christian McCaffrey extension, it said 2 years at $19.5 million. I was like, wait, what? They got him for, it was 2 years at $19 million. I went, they got him for $9.5 million a year? That's amazing. No, it's $19 million a year. And that's an extension, which means I think they have him until he's 31. So they'll have him for the remainder of his prime, and then smartly, they'll be either in line for a massive pay cut or a see you later, Christian. Thank you so much. You're 31 right now. Either way, the Niners extend him. They actually still have money to work with, and we'll talk about this not just at 7 a.m., but later on at 7:43 as well, Jason. Now we turn our eyes to Brandon Ayuk and Deebo Samuel in a kind of Hunger Games situation with the two of those that's shaping up because they almost definitely can't keep both. So we'll see what happens there.
Yeah, and it's, here's a position we've talked about for a couple of years now, not unique to us, but just the running back market and the running back position seems to be so underappreciated. And here are the Niners taking the other side of the course here because they know they've got one of the greats, if not the best in the league right now, and great for their team, great for their style, the way they play. He's a perfect fit, and McCaffrey's been a great Niner.
If it wasn't for the offensive line being fine, nothing jumps out at you on that offensive line really. But now it's getting to the point where, Brock Purdy aside, this is one of the greatest offenses on paper that's really probably ever been assembled. I mean, honest to God, when you put together Christian McCaffrey with George Kittle, you go Deebo and Brandon Ayuk on either side. Now you just spent a first-round pick on Ricky Pearsall. You have Juwan Johnson. That's not his name, is it? Is it Juwan? Jennings, thank you. Always do that. Caught myself this time. You have Juwan Jennings there as well, who'd probably be a number 2 on just about any other team. Kyle Juszczyk, one of the better fullbacks ever. Like, that is an amazing offense. It's just can they stay healthy? And can the defense do its job?
Right, exactly. And so far the answer to those things has been yes, but they're still waiting the big prize, and that's to win the whole thing.
Yeah, because you know what? At this point, if they don't, Jason, they're basically football's Atlanta Braves. I mean, that's kind of where it's at. They're that team, except without as many rings lately. You know what I'm saying? But
right,
boy, are they talented. But those stupid Chiefs keep getting in the way. Cut number 2, please.
Cut number 2.
The Athletics want to be able to play almost 10% of their home games away from it. That's according to the tentative non-relocation agreement between the team and Clark County Stadium Authority. That number 7 is at least double the number of any other MLB team plays outside their home stadium. The league has series in Mexico, Japan, and England most years, but they're usually no more than 2 games each, and the team won't play more than 1 per year. President and CEO of the Las Vegas Convention and Visitors Authority says that number's just a starting point.
What has been seen by the committee and the public is what the A's have requested. So that number has not been agreed to yet, although, that's probably approximately the number that it will turn out to be.
And Fox 5 has reached out to A's President Dave Kaval to clarify where these home games away from home would be played, but have not heard back. The board is expected to vote on this agreement July 18th.
Wow. $380 million in public financing for the project. You're now taking away approximately 10% of the home games, and there were already questions about the revenue involved. What the hell is going on? And hey, you know what I love about this, Jason? We're getting ready to welcome the snake into Sacramento. What could possibly go wrong?
Well, a lot of people didn't see this coming, did they?
No. I mean, my goodness gracious. Who would have thought that there'd be some sort of weird thing happening. I mean, remember how the whole thing was maloofed, and then they have catfishing. Like, I'm just going to call it getting fishered, because that's what's happening right now. Is
true.
Everyone's getting fishered, and it's just, and I hate that we're associated with this ding dong in any way, shape, or form. Stay tuned. We have more on that here coming up right after this. Meanwhile, real quick, cut number 3, please.
Cut number 3.
Closer Paul Sewald is on 2 outs in the ninth. Critical to get Conforto. If he should reach, Soler would come up to the plate as the tying run. 0-2 to Conforto. Got him! Diamondbacks have won 4 in a row. They'll go for a series sweep of the Giants tomorrow afternoon with Jordan Montgomery on the mound.
Yeah, the Yankees came in, swept the Giants. Now the Diamondbacks coming in to sweep the Giants. The Giants now fall to 4th place, a half game back of Arizona. We got a lot of this in Safe or Out, including comments from a quite upset Bob Melvin postgame. We'll take a break. When we come back, 8 games a year at least outside of Las Vegas for the Oakland A's. That's their proposal in this relocation. We'll give you the details on that, what that could mean right after this. What I mean by right after this is right after I tell you how to save yourself quite a bit of moolah with my friends at American Energy Heating and Air by switching to electric year-round. Yeah, that's right. Year-round electric gets rid of those PG&E bills. Quit screwing around. Quit dealing with all those fluctuations. You won't have to worry about that. My goodness, if you already have solar or you're planning on getting solar, that is even better. Not just switching to electric, ladies and gentlemen, but also a far more efficient, newer HVAC system. American Energy, who's been around since 1981, been serving the greater Sacramento area since then with an A+ Better Business Bureau rating. They will come to your house. They will come for free. They will let you know exactly what type of system will serve your home best. They will tailor it to you, not the other way around. They will give you a free consultation and let you know, amongst other things, that you're in line for up to $9,000 in rebates with the installation of a new system going all electric, and they'll do all the paperwork for you. 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990. AmericanEnergyAir.com. American Energy, making the uncomfortable comfortable. The A's. Snakes. We'll talk about it next.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sacktown Sports and the Sacktown Sports app.
The IRS is the most powerful collection agency on earth. And if you owe back taxes, the news isn't good. The IRS has raised the interest rate it charges on unpaid taxes in recent years. This hits hard if you're behind on your taxes. Most people don't know it, but the IRS adds interest charges to your tax debts daily. If you owe the IRS today, you'll owe even more tomorrow. And it doesn't stop until you get right with the IRS. The good news is getting right can start with one phone call to Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax relief firm. Optima's tax professionals specialize in the Fresh Start Initiative, a powerful IRS program that can save you thousands if you qualify. A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, the experts at Optima have resolved over $1 billion in tax debt for their clients. Call now for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Hi, I'm Kamiko, the founder of Miko's Hot Chicken. When we started our family restaurant, we were also raising a family. But let me tell you, it wasn't easy. Our Chase Inc. card was there to reward us on all of our business needs. Now we have a thriving location, and we're hungry for more.
With the Chase Inc. Business Unlimited card, you can earn unlimited 1.5% cash back on every purchase, so your business can go from here to possible. Chase for Business. Make more with yours. Real business owners compensated for their participation. Cards issued by JPMorgan Chase Bank and a member FDIC. Subject to credit approval. Terms apply.
At Ashton & Price, we get injury victims to yes. Experience, yes. Ashton & Price has been around for over 25 years. No more insurance companies? Yes. Our clients focus on getting better, and we handle all the rest. Results? Yes. We've collected over $100 million for injury victims. No fee until we win? Yes. Our clients pay nothing until we win. Ashton and Price, the best at getting to yes. Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton and Price.
It's Kyle Draper here to let you know that the famous Bay Area pizza company, Amici's East Coast Pizzeria, has just opened its first location in Sacramento, offering takeout and delivery to the greater Sacramento area. To check out the menu and order online, visit amicis.com and click on the Sacramento banner. As a special deal, all this week, when you enter promo code SAC50 at checkout, they'll give you 50% off any large pizza. So when you want to enjoy half-price pizzas with family and friends this week, use promo code SAC50 at amicis.com and Amici's delivers.
O'Reilly. Check engine light on? Take the guesswork out of your check engine light with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free and provides a report with solutions based on over 650 million vehicle scans verified by ASE certified master technicians. And if you need help, we can recommend a shop for you. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Not to brag, but Progressive's Name Your Price tool is mankind's greatest tool ever. Even better than the wheel. Sure, without the wheel, we wouldn't have modern transportation or funny videos of dogs riding skateboards. But without the Name Your Price tool, we wouldn't have easy access to auto insurance options based on our budget. And, well, cars do need wheels. They also need insurance, and insurance never goes flat. Learn more about the greatest tool ever, the Name Your Price tool at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law. Not available in all states.
Nine 1140
on Sacktown Sports.
Carmichael Dave, Jason Ross, Christopher Ladd, thanks for joining us. The Oakland Ballers hosted their first ever game as part of the Pioneer Baseball League in front of a capacity crowd last night of 4,200. The Oakland A's drew 5,600 to their Major League Baseball.
But that was the reported attendance.
That was exactly the reported attendance. Guarantee you there were more at the Ballers game than there were at the Major League Baseball game down the street. So we told you in leading off that the A's just keep moving the goalposts for Vegas. They're requesting to play up to 8 home games a season away from the team's future $1.5 billion Vegas ballpark, which could significantly undercut the financial projections presented last year when the team sought $380 million in public financing for the project. They just keep it's amazing to me, Jason, that when a team when a city is about to get a brand new professional team, especially a city that has never had that sport as at the major league level ever. It should be just excitement, parades. You're welcoming it in. Oh my God, this is insanely amazing, blah, blah, blah. There is so much apathy in Vegas over getting the A's. And I do believe, Jason, it's just a matter of time before the political environment switches back on the politicians when they need to realize, and I don't know why they haven't yet, that they can have a team either way, and they're choosing to grab the worst run team owned by the worst owner in the sport and perhaps in all major American sports. They're choosing that along with the history of that team, whether it's from Oakland, whether it's from Philadelphia, Kansas City, rather than just having clean hands, getting an expansion team with a new owner that has deep pockets, that is worthy of that city, if you will. I think it's just a matter of time because John Fisher and Dave Cavill cannot help themselves.
Yeah, and I feel like we're there. Maybe we're not officially there, but I got to believe in back rooms, people are talking about this in Vegas now. Like, what did we get ourselves into here? And, we've speculated for many weeks and time here about whether or not this is even going to get to Vegas. And I think that maybe was one of your original points about Sacramento getting involved. Look, if Vegas falls through, there is a chance they could stay in Oakland. But the second they leave Oakland, that makes it very difficult for them to obviously stay in Oakland.
Yes.
So we're in that middle ground, maybe even past that point. But still, I don't get why they can't get out of their own way. And I mean, I guess I should figure that out why. But what's the plan here? What was the thought process? Hey, let's expand our reach to other. Are they trying to go to Salt Lake for these 8 games? Where are they trying to go? And what are they trying to do out of this?
And what kind of message is that sending to your new home? Hey, we'd like this $400 million. But we need to play 10% of our games elsewhere. It's really a great start, Chris.
And you were playing that audio earlier of one of the guys that's part of the negotiating with them. He's like, oh, this is just a starting point. But that's probably what it's going to be.
That's right. Yeah, I don't know. Dave Cavill said the idea was to include 8 games so they have flexibility, but to also put in an absolute limit on how many games could be moved. Quote, we know in most years it's expected to be way less. Yeah, and they're trying to push that if the A's are, gone for a series in Mexico or wherever they go, Europe, who knows, that there would be other events they could put in on the stadium or at the stadium to kind of make up for that. But opponents say that those kind of events can't be factored into the bonding capacity figure because the actual scheduling won't happen until after construction has been funded. The bonds are restored through events.
The other terrible thing is a lot of this is like the London series or playing in Mexico. Maybe they'll play in the Caribbean. They've been playing in Japan. Is one of the cool things about it is you lose like a home game, but it's like, oh man, this gives me an excuse to go to London. This gives me an excuse to go to Mexico City.
Sure.
How many Las Vegas A's fans will be traveling that far to see this team?
That's exactly right. That's not happening. Of course it's not happening. And there's questions as to whether or not the majority of the fans at the games in Vegas regularly will be Vegas A's fans, or will they just simply be fans of other teams? This is not the Knights. It's not even the Raiders. It's certainly not the Aces. Your Major League Baseball has a fantastic market that wants baseball, a unique market. Vegas is unlike any other market. They've shown that they can absolutely support 3 other major league teams. And they are complete. At some point, it's not just, Jason, the Vegas politicians. At what point, the real mystery is, at what point, if any, do Rob Manfred and the rest of baseball go, we're kind of screwing ourselves over for John Fisher here. We need to stop this thing, and he needs to either take XYZ deal or sell the team. We need him out of baseball.
Yeah, I don't know how they're not already thinking that anyway. But yeah, I mean, the more of these missteps or just things that they continue to step in and get in their own way, they've got to be thinking, the powers that be at MLB have to be thinking that.
You would think so. And it really, continues to sound the alarm. It really, really worries me. It really worries me that we're bringing this to Sacramento. Now, there is a lawyer who wrote the Stadium Authority Board in Vegas. His name is Jeremy Koo, writing to express his concerns regarding this and really trying to do some work to make this known. And also, this is in the article, the Vegas article we're talking about, the Nevada Independent. Who started to get a lot of press. Jeremy Koo is a Sacramento-based attorney, an A's fan, and an opponent of the move. Analyzed the economic impact of the lost home games and said the 8 games were more than double the number of relocated home games that baseball permitted in similar agreements involving other teams. He estimated it would result in an annual projected loss of between 2.6 and 3 million, and an incremental tax revenue between 65 and 75 million. as well. So he sent a letter to the Stadium Authority Board. Here's what's interesting. I just looked him up to see if he was on Twitter, Chris, to see if we could reach out to him. He follows me on Twitter. That means I can direct message him. So I'm gonna reach out to him right now during the break and see if we can't get him to visit us and kind of give us the background on this whole thing that he's trying to do. We'll take a break now, though. When we come back, safe or out. Giants, Shohei Ohtani. Bad news, and I guess kind of good news for Shohei, if you will, but we'll run that by you all right after this.
What's the missing piece for the 49ers?
Which names will they add during free agency? Whether it's in season or off season, the coverage never stops. Get the latest 49ers news on Sacktown Sports at sacktownsports.com.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies candidates with the right skills, sends you great matches, then you can easily invite them to apply. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. See for yourself. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free to try ZipRecruiter for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Hey everyone, it's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call. If you're paying too much for wireless service, you don't have to keep having that nightmare. Consumer Cellular has the same fast, reliable coverage as the leading carriers for up to half the cost. So why keep spending more than you have to? Seriously, wake up and call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Savings based on cost of Consumer Cellular single line 1, 5, and 10 gig data plans with unlimited talk and text compared to lowest cost single line postpaid unlimited talk, text, and data plans offered by T-Mobile and Verizon January 2024.
My good friends, Dr. Jack Friedlander and Dr. Pash in Roseville and in San Francisco are offering not only confidence, not only security, but also the ability, if you ain't insecure, to go from the roster to the all-star team. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about UpsizeMatters.com. Time after time, vote after vote, circumference, or as we call it, girth, is consistently ranked as the most important attribute. And Dr. Jack and Dr. Pash can give you a free consultation. The procedure can be done on the same day as your consultation with immediate results. It's non-surgical. It's virtually pain-free, safe, effective, long-lasting, semi-permanent, and doctor-performed. For more information, go to UpsizeMatters.com. Go to UpsizeMatters.com. Make that change. Make the all-star team. Get your girth on.
Celebrate Sacramento Rivercats baseball during our 25th anniversary season. Pick your favorite weekly promotion, giveaway game, or theme night, and join the fun at Sutter Health Park. Stick around post-game every Friday and Saturday night as we light up the sky with the brightest fireworks in town. For a full promotion schedule and to buy tickets, visit rivercats.com. We'll see you there.
Sacramento, Dirks Bentley is coming to town.
Hey y'all, this is Dirks Bentley.
Saturday, September 28th at Hart Health Park at Cal Expo for Country in the Park 2. And he's bringing some friends.
This is Bonnie.
Take my hand, let me make you mine. It's Dasha, Kelsey Hart, and more. Saturday, September 28th at Hart Health Park at Cal Expo. Get your tickets before they sell out at CITPFest.com. Brought to you by Coors Light.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
I'm surprised at how many players wait too long to have their golf clubs re-gripped. I'll pick up my playing partner's clubs when they're left near the green, and that's when I notice that some of the problems in their games could be attributed to worn golf grips. If yours are shiny or worn when you play, you're probably gripping the club too strongly for fear of losing it during a swing. The golf grip is your connection to the club, and fresh grips let you hold the club lightly, promoting proper swing mechanics and swing action. Many of us simply replace the grips with the same product that was on the club, but with so many different types of materials, colors, tackiness, softness, and more, you'll find plenty of sizes and colors to fit your game and your personality. Your local pro shop or club fitter can re-grip your clubs, or you can purchase a kit and do it yourself. Either way, re-gripping once a year is an inexpensive and fast way to bring a noticeable change to your game and to give your clubs that new club feel. That's your Golf to Go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
Safe or out? It's time to go around baseball. 3 pitches, 3 swings. It's safe or out on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Should we start, Jason? Oh, let me turn you on first. Should we start, Jason?
I guess we should.
All right.
Do we have another situation like Dave had?
Oh, I don't know. Oh, here he comes.
Okay. All is right in the world. Maybe he was talking to Peace too.
Yeah,
We
I
shall
was.
find out.
Thought you had another.
You got another issue? No, not that kind. We're all good. Question 1.
The Giants are in a complete free fall. Safer out. Bob Melvin could be on the hot seat soon.
Oh God, that should be out. Just none of this is his fault. None of this is his fault. He's a good chef that's been given just really not great ingredients, and he ain't happy, man. And there's no shock there. He spoke after the game last night.
Terrible game by us today, especially the early portion of the game. When you're going through losing streaks, at least you fight. For the most part, we have. That was an awful game. And we made it interesting at the end, but didn't play well. Made Harry get multiple outs. We had a starter on the ropes every inning. Couldn't cash in. It's a bad game and a bad stretch by us.
What do you think stood out worst?
We just looked like we were running around in quicksand for a while. So it is what it is, but doesn't feel very good when you play like that.
Do you mean defensively?
Everything. The at bat, we have guy on the ropes every inning and can't cash in but a couple of runs. It's just a bad game.
Was that a message that was relayed to the team?
I'm not going to talk about what I say to anybody.
Yeah, he ain't happy, nor should he be. So, yeah, Jason, I don't think he should be in any way, shape, or form should he be on the hot seat, but it ain't a good situation there.
Yeah, and just hearing him, knowing him a little bit, we've talked to him several times. It feels like he's at the point where, look, I've played, I've managed, I've been in every situation. I don't really know what we're doing here. Not in a sense like, hey, we're clueless, but I as a manager feel helpless and I can't get these guys out of it. And that's got to be a helpless feeling in a sense of they're better than they're playing. I don't know how much better. I'm not trying to say, hey, look, the Giants are totally underachieving. That's not my point, but they've shown they could be better than this. And I think he's frustrated because he can't get that out of them right now. And that's got to wear on everybody.
100%. And as we barrel closer to the trade deadline, I think the Giants are making Farhan Zaidi's job, or at least decision, a little easier, at least on the surface. Speaking of Farhan Zaidi, question 2, please.
Well, let's try this one then. Safer out. Farhan Zaidi is on the hot seat.
I'd like to say safe, but I have absolutely no trust in any way, shape, or form in Giants ownership. Their owner's he's a ding dong anyways. And I look, I know I sound like a broken record to Giants fans, but I am a lifelong Giants fan who's kind of taking a break here, but I'll never not love the team, the team. But Farhan Zaidi sucks. He's always sucked. He sucks now. He's probably always going. Now, does Farhan Zaidi excel and has excelled in the past as being like the guy behind the guy? Sure. Farhan Zaidi has obviously had success enough or been a part of the success enough to get to where he is right now. But his stewardship over this team is terrible. And until they move, whenever they move on from him, it's probably going to take a good 2 to 3 years to even recover from him. And the longer they wait, the more the Giants are just going to be in this mediocrity spiral. It's just a matter of when they wake up. You can defend them all you want. The proof's in the pudding, man. These teams are boring. They suck. The minor leagues are not great. There's no mixture. It's bad. It's a bad, boring, bad team with really, really no immediate hope. That's what's the saddest of all, Jason.
Yeah, and I think there's just too many people talking about Zaidi now to where it wouldn't be he's on trouble. I think he's on the hot seat. I think someone would have to be the fall person for this. I don't think it'll be Melvin. It's never the players. Sure, they could trade some of them at the deadline. That's fine. But the collective are going to be around, and Zaidi is Farhan's the one that made this happen. So that feels like where they've come up short to me. I think that's the easiest target, and he better be on the hot seat. I don't know why he wouldn't be. So I say safe.
Number 3.
The Feds closed the case on Shohei Ohtani, as has baseball. Safe or out? You're satisfied Ohtani did nothing wrong.
If this was a federal investigation, okay, not just a Major League Baseball investigation, this is a federal investigation. I am satisfied that Shohei Ohtani was screwed over by his close friend and interpreter. I'm going to say out because I do think he did something wrong in the sense that not only did he trust the wrong person, which I'm sure we've all gone through that. It's not his fault that this guy is a dirtbag and screwed him over. But it's just the stuff we read about, like millions and millions of dollars being moved around and all over the place over the course of months and year, whatever. And he didn't know. And so what I mean by out, yes, Shohei Ohtani did something wrong. I don't think he did anything illegal. The Feds certainly weren't able to turn up proof that he did. But I hope this, if anything, has taught him a powerful lesson that he needs to be more in tune with his finances and who has the keys to the castle. So in that sense, yes, I think he did that wrong. But I'm not going conspiracy theory here with Shohei Ohtani, as much as I get that it's very, very tempting to do so. There's no incentive for the Feds to give him a free pass. Yes, there is for Major League Baseball. But I'm satisfied with people talking under oath, people, the paperwork, multiple witnesses. It's good.
I don't want to say it's almost the perfect crime. That's not the point. But, Dave, like when you're so close to someone and you know someone, or a lot of times crimes are committed by those closest to you. And in this case, that his interpreter or friend would know, gosh, he would have no idea if I did this. I think he would at least have that belief. And obviously he went forward and was very bad at gambling. So I just want to believe that Shohei had nothing to do with it. That's what I'm going to choose to believe. And if baseball truly and the Feds did truly investigate it, then I'm good with it. I'll buy it. Maybe I'm naive, but I'll buy it.
Yeah, maybe we are being naive, but who are we to, honestly, I get that it's, normally I have fun like with MC on conspiracies and da-da-da-da-da. Like I fully admit, like I understand the temptation and even the want to go, how did he not know?
One of the things I'm thinking is like, well, MLB is like getting these players and like making like sure that you cannot bet. But then I'm also thinking, but they wouldn't want to do that to Ohtani.
Right. That's the whole thing. So hopefully it's lessons learned. And hey, by the way, with all the suspensions yesterday in baseball, hey, what do you know? Gambling is becoming an issue in the sport. Remember when everyone was like, oh, gambling's been around forever. I remember. Hey, just by the way, Shohei Ohtani is arguably the face of baseball. He's arguably a top 5 biggest sports celebrity in the United States. And by the way, abroad with him. Just wait until this actually does happen to a Shohei Ohtani or a Giannis or a Christian McCaffrey. I'm just throwing out stars. Right when you read yesterday, I mean, no disrespect to these guys, but when you read yesterday that like these pitchers got suspended, let's just be brutally honest, guys. It's a story, but it's not a huge story because they're not stars. They're just like ball players. They're not stars. Right. Wait till we talked about Jonte Porter and how it came out yesterday that he was missing shots and doing things. He was in debt and was trying to turn the tide by doing what he could to throw games. Okay, that's Jonte Porter. The biggest story there is that it's an NBA player or was, and it's Michael Porter Jr.'s brother. Wait till it's Michael Porter Jr. or wait till it's, like I said, I'm just throwing names out not to be irresponsible, but just wait till it's XYZ star in the sport and their career is done because of this. Then it's going to be a giant story. And if you don't think that's coming, you're being unbelievably naive, and then we're going to all get on soapboxes about betting and gambling and sports.
Counterpoint,
yes.
People making less money would more likely to take that chance, wouldn't they?
Say that again?
Because they're lower level players getting caught. Aren't they more likely to take that chance because they aren't bringing in the income that those huge stars are making?
Yes, it's just like steroids. It's the FP Santangelo taking performance enhancers versus Barry Bonds. They're both wrong, but I can understand FP far more than I can understand Barry. Yeah, I can understand that too, but counter to your counter, which is a valid counter, by the way. I'm not trying to defeat your counter. You're 100% correct. You know, we just saw Tiger Woods at the poker table the other day, or blackjack table, whatever it was, with Phil Hellmuth and Phil Ivey. Like, rich people like to gamble too. I've never understood it. Like, you're rich. What are you going to do? Win more money? But they love the energy behind it. I hope it never happens, but man, it's going to happen.
Counterpoint.
The rare triple donk. We'll take a break. When we come back, the 49ers believe in a lot of things, and one of them is Christian McCaffrey. We'll talk about the numbers and what this means next.
Did you miss any part of our live local shows? Don't worry, you never have to miss them again. Check out sacktownsports.com and search our podcast page and play our shows when you want. The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Stiles and Watkins, and the Drive Guys. Plus, other podcasts like Return of the Empire, Return of the Roar, the Stingers Up podcast, and Golf to Go with Frank LaRosa.
They're all available right now on sacktownsports.com.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets with nowhere to go. I didn't think I'd survive. But I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year. For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there.
Covenant House helped me break the cycle of homelessness in my family. They gave me the love that I needed.
Over 2,000 young people will sleep safely in a Covenant House bed tonight. When youth who are experiencing homelessness have a hot meal, a safe place to sleep, medical care, and love, they can overcome heartbreaking challenges and have a brighter future.
They just really genuinely just wanted to help me succeed, and I'm succeeding. I'm a speaker, I'm an author. Covenant House really helped me and really helped mold me into the woman I am today.
If you or someone you love is asking for help, go to safeplacetosleep.org today.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave inviting you to make the switch to electric this spring and save big with American Energy. Stay ahead of those spiking energy bills this summer with up to $9,000 in rebates on a new ultra-high efficiency comfort system. American Energy is providing huge rebates from SMUD as well as spring specials by installing one of many incredibly efficient AC options available to you right now. Get rid of those fluctuating gas bills in the winter and switch to year-round all-electric with American Energy. Let them perform a free in-home energy efficiency analysis and see where they can help you save for the warmer months ahead. These guys are the best. Been serving the greater Sacramento area since 1981. A+ from the Better Business Bureau. Learn more by calling 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
The IRS deadline has come and gone. So do you owe money to the IRS? If so, you need an ally. Whether you owe the IRS $6,000 or $600,000, whether your tax problems are personal or business, the professionals at Allies Tax Relief are ready to step in and negotiate your fresh start with the IRS. Here's a happy customer of Allies Tax Relief.
Before calling Allies Tax Relief, I feared the IRS would take all of my assets. I owed them over $562,000. Thankfully, I was referred to Allies and called them for help. They ultimately saved my life from uncertainty. Allies negotiated my giant tax debt to an unbelievable $1,500. They are professionals and they fight the fight for their clients.
Allies Tax Relief will protect your assets from being seized and your paycheck from being garnished. Call right now for your free consultation. 800-296-0772. That's 800-296-0772. Or visit AlliesTaxRelief.com.
I lock up my Old Spice Fiji aluminum-free dry spray to keep that 24/7 lasting freshness safe for myself. Fresh coconuts, palm trees in the wind. It's like catching waves in Fiji. Actually, I just talked myself into a refreshing spritz of Fiji.
My Old Spice is missing. No.
As a roofer, spring means the start of my busy season, which means I've got to get organized. With help from Beacon, I can save time with Beacon Pro Plus and 24/7 access to live pricing, delivery tracking, order history, and more. Plus, this spring, I can earn $1,000 and the chance to win a $25,000 backyard renovation just by buying my CertainTeed shingles online with Beacon. No purchase necessary. Now that's what I call a spring cleanup. Visit BECN.com for official rules and to start earning entries.
Whitey here reminding you that not all gas grills are created equal. Bring out all the delicious flavors in your grilled meats with the amazing Napoleon Prestige and Prestige Pro line of outdoor cookers. My Napoleon Stainless Steel Pro Series gas grill has turned me into a grilling pro with features other grills cannot match. They're built different, built better, built to last. Made with premium stainless steel that boasts quality and a lifetime warranty. I may never want to cook indoors again. Napoleon grills and accessories are now available at your nearby Amy's, Ace Hardware in Sacramento, and now El Dorado.
Power Business Technology is proud to be 100% independent, locally owned, and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a 2022 Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer. Contact us today for all of your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729, or visit us at powercopiers.com.
Hey sports fans, it's JaVale McGee here. Are you ready for the event of the summer? It's the Jug Life Charity Softball Game hosted at Sutter Health Park on Saturday, June 15th. Join me and all my celebrity friends for the #1 event of the summer as our incredible community comes together for a cause that counts. The Jug Life Charity Softball Game isn't just about softball. It's about giving back. All proceeds go to the water education programs and providing clean water to communities in need. Thanks to your support, our team with Jug Life is making a real difference, bringing hope and health to those who need it the most. Bring your family and friends for a day you won't forget. Cheer on your favorite stars as they hit it out the park for a great cause. Come celebrate Father's Day weekend at the Jug Life Charity Softball Game that's happening on Saturday, June 15th. Don't miss out. Get your tickets now at juglifewater.com. That's juglifewater.com. Join us, have fun, and make a difference. Jug Life. Drink water, give water, save water.
KHTKAM HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sacktown Sports.
The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sacktown Sports.
By the way, shout out to let me see how many here. It actually kind of tickled me yesterday, Jason, in all the right ways. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 people that direct messaged me yesterday for my anti-mosquito and housefly repellent recipe. That was just a copy and paste at that point. But I'd love to hear from you and how it worked out. It's actually, I put another layer of it on yesterday and on the yard, and so far so good. We will see. By the way, we were swimming yesterday because it was hot, and as you know, my son is of the ginger. Not ginger, but he's got red hair. He's fair skinned, and he has worn a swim shirt his whole entire life. He's worn a swim shirt because he burns so easy. And this is the first summer where he's decided to do away with the swim shirt and just do the spray,
sunscreen.
Thank you, sunscreen. I want to say suntan spray. So we're in there and we have a little basketball hoop and I'm rebounding for him. And all of a sudden I had this weird dad moment I've never had before. Like, I don't know if it's envy or jealousy, or I don't know what the right term is. Shame. But I look over as my son's shooting. I'm like, my son has a 6-pack. He straight up has abs. Like, he's an athlete. He plays 3 sports. Of course he's going to be in good shape. But it's like there was a moment where like I looked over at my guy in his little 6-pack while he's shooting shots, and I looked down at me and couldn't see my toes. And I was like, yeah. Oh, well, I should probably I told you a health kick's coming up. I'm just waiting for the last thing to kick in. I think that happened yesterday because
what's the last thing to kick in?
I think it was me realizing how great a shape my boy is, and he's looking over at his fat ass dad rebounding for him.
Counterpoint.
I love it. Counterpoint Chris Wednesday. I'm here for it.
Maybe just give him a couple extra potatoes at dinner.
Yeah.
Here's
Here's
the problem. And here's the thing. And we've all been teenage boys before. I'm sure we've all gone through this where once upon a time, your metabolism was undefeated. He's going through that right now. Remember the story I told you where he was laid up all day with the stomach issue because he ate 2.5 porterhouse steaks in a sitting. This dude can't stop eating. He's in the middle of his little growth spurt right now. He can't stop eating. And I'm telling you right now, his body fat percentage is like a 1%. There's no fat on the kid anywhere. And I used to be like that, believe it or not. I was a freaking beanpole growing up. And then, you hit I don't know, when was it for me? Probably my mid to late 20s. And then it's just like, yeah. Next thing you know, you're like, oh, well, you're slapping your belly in the morning, playing bongos. Anyway.
That time when that metabolism's going like that is pretty spectacular.
Isn't it the best? And you don't realize it. There's no way for you to know in the moment when your metabolism is undefeated that these are the golden years of your life.
You realize it
when
you
realize it later.
I was going to say, you realize it when you have, I could grab something real quick from fast food and you somehow gain 5 pounds.
Right.
Yes. Yeah. Because there was a time, I think I've said this before, Dave, back in college where, I had 3 of the roommates. We do the Little Caesars pizza. So there's 4 pizzas basically amongst 4 people, probably garlic or crazy bread, whatever they had. And then a pint of Ben & Jerry's for everybody. Like we all had an individual pint, ate a pizza and the bread, and probably lost weight.
That's the thing, Jason. Those store, you've heard me tell you about one of my favorite. When I was in a certain frame of mind back in the day, one of my favorite meals was right before I go to bed. I'd sit in bed, watch TV, or play NFL Blitz. Like NFL Blitz 95.
Thanks for giving us the time.
I know. And what did I have? I had a sleeve of Oreos, a glass of half and half, and one of them spray whipped creams. Spray the whipped cream on the Oreo, pop it in your mouth, down it with the half and half. Probably lost weight. Now looking at that, I'm gaining 3 pounds.
And made you sleep like a baby.
Slept like a baby. Hey, good morning, JR.
You can't even look at that food anymore.
Nope.
And that's and guess what? That's what God gave you wives for, to tell you realize you can't eat that and just walk away like nothing's gonna happen.
The problem, JR, is that as a let me just say this. As a grown man, father of 2, husband of 17 years, man of the house, in charge of everything, I am the man. I'm incredibly afraid of my wife, so I have stash spots throughout my house. I currently have a gummy section, not that kind of gummies, but worms and cherries and twin snakes. I have a little stash there. I have a thing of Oreos actually stashed in our shed outside, and then I have one of them industrial strength Sam's Club M&M things, peanut M&Ms. I have those in my underwear drawer upstairs. Right, like that's what you do. You're afraid of your wife. You adjust. You adapt. You overcome.
That's what golf bags in the garage are for. Shoes. She's like, why do you always have to go in and clean your golf balls? Well, because there's a bottle of Cobra and some Twinkies in there.
Dude, I'm laughing because I 100% have in the last 3 years put my foot in a shoe in the morning and heard a crackling and realized that I had an old bag of gummy bears in the front of my shoe that I had stashed and forgotten about that were now gummy rocks. But yeah, it is what it is.
The sock drawer is kind of funny too. I put some Snickers and some stuff in there, and she's like, "You realize I washed the clothes and put the socks away? You don't think I know you have like a candy stash in that jar?" And I have 2 boys too, and they piss me off, and they just laugh because they look at old pictures and they're like, "Who's that guy?" And I'm like, "That was me, high school and college." I go, "No, what, did you eat that guy? Where is he?" I mean, he doesn't exist anymore. And they run around like no tomorrow. The other thing that pisses me off is when you realize you're coaching them and stuff, and all of a sudden one day you just can't stay up with them anymore. You know, all of a sudden you're 13, 14, they're way faster, way athletic, and you're like, "Damn it, God. Really? This sick-ass trick you're pulling on me right now?" This show's beautiful. Jason Ross, nice to see you back, young man. Happy birthday. Belated. Bye-bye.
Thank you. That's
very belated.
I've probably gotten there with my son from a cardio standpoint a long time ago. But when we play basketball against each other, keep in mind it's just the one hoop in the front of our house. So it's not even half court. It's like quarter court basketball. So there's no cardio involved. He brings that garbage in the key. It's flying somewhere, Jason. Let's just put it that way. I still got
Gotta let him know.
I'm still
gotta let him know.
I'm go bearing his ass is what I'm doing. Peg junk on.
He's not Luca
on the chat. Yeah, if he gets me out at the top of the key, I'm toast. Peg junk says, "Sounds more like an addict move, Dave." Yeah, I have a sweet tooth. I am addicted to sweet things after dinner before I go to bed. Now, I'm not sitting there shirtless. Well, I mean, I was yesterday, but I'm not sitting there shirtless on the floor in the corner, just covered in gummy bears and M&Ms. I'm talking about like I'll take a handful of M&Ms before I go brush my teeth and get into bed. If that's an addict move, then I'm addicted to sweets, and I don't apologize for that. I'm not apologizing for that, Jason.
Yeah, at least you're brushing your teeth afterwards.
I am brushing my teeth, yeah, and I'm letting the old Sonicare toothbrush. I was reminded of this when I went to the dentist last week. You got to hold it over each tooth for about 3 seconds. You can't just slide it over back. You got to hold it over your teeth and let the brush do its work. So,
makes sense.
Yeah. The 49ers and Christian McCaffrey re-upped. San Francisco, that trade is looking better and better and better with each passing year. There's a running back crisis that we covered last season in the NFL with guys who can't get paid or moving around. It's your Saquon Barkley's, your Josh Jacobs's, on and on and on. That's not the case in San Francisco. But, Jason, I think to call Christian McCaffrey a running back is, it's like calling Drew Holiday an offensive player. And that's a little off of an analogy, but I'm saying we're leaving out an entire other aspect of Christian McCaffrey. Actually, two. He's also a phenomenal blocker, and he's a phenomenal pass catcher. You're really getting every facet of the game with Christian McCaffrey beyond what some of these other running backs who are a little more one-sided are getting.
Yeah, Greg Papa used to tell us, Dave, on the show and when weeklies on Friday, that he was like, look, they could line up McCaffrey just strictly as a receiver and get great production out of him. Now, he does line up as a receiver, but also as a back, and he catches from both spots, certainly runs well. He's thrown passes. He's a blocker. The clip you played earlier, he's just a football player, a really good one at that. He's been – and then you talk about fit. Like, he's been the perfect fit for the 49ers. The results, the wins – the stats, offensive player of the year. I mean, he's been an absolute stud.
The Panthers received the second, third, and fourth round picks for the Niners in 23 and a fifth round pick last year. So their payment is completely done. By the way, it should be told as well to complete that story that a number of those picks were replaced as compensatory picks for the Robert Salehs of the world, the DeMeco Ryanses of the world. But hey, listen, according to our guy Beeman, I see he was making fun of ESPN. Thank you for the last thing I saw Beeman say was B- trade for the Niners, by the way. But he was making fun of the fact that that's what ESPN had said at the time. I couldn't agree with you more. That is, I mean, I don't know how to say other than that's an A+ trade. I mean, really, how do you drop it? What is the negative from that trade? I feel like it worked out fantastically for the Niners.
Absolutely. It's been perfect. I mean, he's just been a perfect fit.
Well, you're a perfect fit, Jason. We'll take a break. Hey, when we come back, 3 for Madness. Crit Staps Porzingis. We have some clarity with him. We have the referees for the upcoming finals, and LeBron James is mad. We'll tell you why in 3 for Madness next.
The NFL's leading rusher plays here.
The handoff to McCaffrey, walks in the end zone. Handoff to McCaffrey, takes it right down to the goal line. He does his thing again. McCaffrey goes in motion right. Backwards pass led by Juszczyk. A block there. Hurdles a man. 10, 5, touchdown! CMC!
You can hear all of Christian McCaffrey's touchdowns on your home for 49ers football. Sacktown Sports.
At the Good Feet store, we take pain very seriously. Whether in the foot, knee, hip, or back, Good Feet makes over 300 styles, flexibilities, and sizes of pain-relieving arch supports. With 26 bones, 30 joints, and over 100 muscles, tendons, and ligaments in each foot, a lot can go painfully wrong. So there's a trained arch support specialist at each Good Feet store to give you a precision fit. Come in for a free fitting and test walk. No appointment necessary. Good Feet arch supports are HSA, FSA eligible.
The Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, Vacaville. Online at goodfeet.com.
Sacramento, Dirk Bentley is coming to town.
Hey, y'all, this is Dirk Bentley.
Saturday, September 28th at Heart Health Park at Cal Expo for Country in the Park 2. And he's bringing some friends.
This is Bonley. Take my hand, let me make you mine.
Hey, it's Dasha, Kelsey Hart, and more. Saturday, September 28th at Heart Health Park at Cal Expo. Get your tickets before they sell out at CITPFest.com. Brought to you by Coors Light.
3 questions, 3 answers. It's 3 for Madness on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Here's question 1.
Coming up at 9, a special Niners at 9 with Emil Fragoso, who will be on the train for day 2 of Niners camp. We will talk to him, our insider. Also in the right around 8:30, somewhere in that vicinity, we'll be giving away, once again, Toyota Save Mart 350 NASCAR tickets to you, and so much more. So thank you all for joining us in the meantime, as we do every day at 7:13-ish. 3 for Madness. Christopher Laud, question 1.
Kristaps Porzingis plans to play in the finals, even if he's not 100%. Is this a good idea?
Yeah, Jason, we talked about this a little bit earlier. Now, he's saying he will play. He will give it an attempt. It is weird, though, that he says he's not 100%. Generally, players and coaches don't like to really go in on injuries, which makes me think he might be at 100%, and they're just playing some gamesmanship here. Is it a good idea? Well, the proof will be in the pudding. We'll see. But I would say this. Well, of course, if he's able to play, he's got to play. Kristaps Porzingis, he's a big part, huge part of that team. He's a wonderful third option. If Kristaps Porzingis is your third option, you probably have a pretty good team. Whether it ends up being a good idea remains to be seen. But yeah, he's got to suit up and play if he can.
Yeah, and I think the recourse that they have is to bench him if it's not going well. They know they've got a team that's won without him. I think the best version of the Celtics still is him playing right, and just makes them so unique as far as depth, as far as overall talent, his size, his versatility. I think he could create some matchup problems on both ends of the floor. So, yeah, you absolutely try to integrate him back into the mix. They've had a bunch of time off. Hopefully he's been off for quite some time. So it's really more about his rhythm, his timing, and I could picture that being slightly off. But I hope for Boston's sake it doesn't really derail them too long. And I think if it does, then they'll plan accordingly. But if you get a good version of Kristaps Porzingis, good luck, Dallas.
By the way, just a quick update. Jeremy Koo, the attorney that is working with on the A's Stadium Authority we mentioned earlier, who's from Sacramento, he has made contact. He would come on today, but he is on a cruise in the Caribbean currently.
Well, good for him.
Checking in from a boat, which of course I then said, well, does your phone
So
work?
that's a no?
Yeah, that's when he comes back in a couple weeks, we'll have him on the program.
Whoa, nice cruise.
Yeah, it is a nice cruise. Also reached out to the Kings yesterday as well on Monty McNair. Don't think I'm letting you guys down on that. We'll see if we can't get, they said when something happens, I figure is Mike Brown's extension, does that count? Upcoming draft, that's something happening, right, Jason?
I would agree.
Okay, there we go. All right. Question 2, please.
Question 2.
Tony Brothers and Scott Foster are amongst the refs for the series. Does this bother you at all?
real quick, going back to question 1, because I see it on the chat line. I'm glad I'm not the only one. It's so stupid, but it's a fact. I have never, not once in my life since it happened, not one time, have I read or heard the name Kristaps Porzingis mentioned without thinking Tingus Pingus. Not one time. And if you don't know the reference, it's probably, do you not know the reference?
What is it?
Tingus Pingus?
No.
Oh my God. Do me a favor. Please do not, you, Chris, do not Google it. Jason, if you were here, I would tell you the same. You can Google it at the end of the segment. I will come in and show it to you. It is the most talented thing Michael Rappaport has ever done in his life, which was he recorded himself. He's a diehard Knicks fan. He recorded himself in his reaction.
Okay, yeah, I do know.
You
that.
do know what we're talking about when Kristaps Porzingis was originally picked. I think number 3 by the New York Knicks, and safe to say, Michael was not happy. We would play the clip for you, but it's got naughty words in it. Anyways, I'm with you guys in the chat, dude. Tingus Pingus. Tony Brothers, Scott Foster. Yeah, look, this is a tale as old as time, Jason Ross. If it's not Tony Brothers and Scott Foster, it's Joey Crawford and Steve Javie, or you name the time and the place. There's always a couple of refs that stand above all, that are in the media, in the news. The players complain about them, and I would say Scott Foster is now at the top of that list. And it definitely, there's some smoke there when you look at the stories you hear about Chris Paul. I think one of the things that's kind of saved Scott Foster is the amount of anecdotes from people that have dealt with Chris Paul over the years. One I was reading recently that said he is by far the biggest blank I've ever dealt with in my entire life in this sport. I've been in this sport for 40 years, and you hear a number of those. I have a much bigger problem with Scott Foster's, 82 phone calls to and from Tim Donaghy over that period. That's the thing I look at, but apparently he's been investigated, cleared of that. Tony Brothers seems to be a little bit of a red ass as well at times. Remember, Tony Brothers, my biggest almost mistake ever made at a Kings game. Remember that story where I was wondering what the little black box was that the referees wear on their belt, and I was sitting in some pretty decent seats. And during a timeout, it's so stupid. It's like the dumbest thing I've ever done. During a timeout, Tony is standing literally right in front of me. And I had gotten up, kind of to stretch. It was during a timeout. And I kind of I put my hand lightly on the back of his shoulder just to, I figured, hey, it's a break. I just want, hey, excuse, and I even said, excuse me, Mr. Brothers, I'm just honestly curious. What is the little, and as soon as I got to little, he turned around and I immediately stopped talking because the raised eyebrow he had, and he looked at me and then he looked kind of over to his shoulder where I had touched him. Mm-hmm. And then he looked over to security, super cool guy, by the way, that works that row, and then turned back around. And I was like, oh my God, I get it. What have I done? I just put my hands on a referee. Now I was trying to be a human. It was a break. I thought I just had I'm an inquisitive guy. I just had a question. I didn't mean any disrespect whatsoever, but I realized in the moment you never, ever, 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 ever do that. And I knew better. And thank God he was actually cool about it. And I just, got the security guy came over. I was like, I know. I am so sorry. I know. And he just kind of smiled and winked and walked away. And Tony was cool about it, but I almost got ejected. By Tony Brothers.
You could have been on SportsCenter.
I could have been on SportsCenter. So anyways, long story long, it doesn't bother me. They are graded out as two of the best refs in the game. And I think the players would be making a much bigger stink about this if they had an issue.
Yeah, this is going to be one of those things that more times than not, we probably won't pay attention to what happened with them unless there's something where we all feel later that was egregiously wrong. I don't think they have any intent on that, but Scott Foster and Brothers really have that reputation, but that's all right. We'll see how they play out.
Question 3, please.
Question 3.
LeBron said he's mad that he's not playing with Kyrie Irving anymore. Should the Mavs think about drafting Bronny?
I mean, I was thinking about that when I saw that. It's Kyrie Irving, and he's on Dallas, and let's see. The only thing I think better for LeBron James playing with his son would be LeBron James winning a ring with his son, so that's number one. Number two, the Dallas Mavericks, I think, are far closer to a championship, not just this year, but in general, than the Los Angeles Lakers, and would be even closer with LeBron James on there. Number three, I think if Dallas came up just short to Boston, now all of a sudden this becomes a real thought because they don't have a lot of room to maneuver. Number four, Dallas plays in Texas with no state tax. So whatever they pay LeBron, he's making a hell of a lot more with that number in Texas than he is in Los Angeles.
Because he definitely needs more.
Right. I know. But dollar for dollar, I think it would just come down to him having a conversation with Kyrie. Let's remember, Kyrie left Cleveland because he didn't want to be in LeBron James's shadow. He's the one that dumped LeBron, not the other way around. LeBron is the dumped ex who now years have passed, this, that, whatever. Be very curious to see what Kyrie would think. But Jason, I've thought of worse things before. Of course, it's probably not going to happen, but there's some sort of logic to it.
Isn't this on the heels, though, of LeBron getting his coach, the guy he wants?
I think, but honestly, wouldn't that be the best? Wouldn't that just be the best if JJ Redick became the coach, which we'll talk about later? And LeBron leaves about a week later. Hey, see you later. Yeah, we're going to talk about JJ Redick coming up in the next segment. But yeah, no, it's a fair point by you.
Yeah, I don't know that. I mean, look, I think every team should think about Bronny if they're truly interested in him, knowing that there's a chance that LeBron could be it. But first and foremost, they got to decide if they even want Bronny. That's to me seems to be the priority.
We will take a break. When we come back, yeah, the Lakers seem to be closing in on JJ Redick. Kyrie Irving, speaking of, has the first signature athlete, and let's just say it's a very unique one there. And we also have breaking NBA news as well. So we'll be right back. You're going to stick around for this next segment. This break's just 2 minutes. It is going to be thick with content. Speaking of, my good friends at UpsizeMatters.com want to let you know that they are available for your free consultation. Come on in and let them know what you're looking for. Dr. Jack Friedlander in Roseville, Dr. Joel Pasha in San Francisco have changed the lives and improved the lives of so many. Now look, if this isn't an issue for you, move on. Go get something to drink, whatever. But if that's an area you're insecure about and you're looking to, let's just say, improve your circumference, honestly, check it out. It is an outpatient procedure. Takes no time at all. You can get it done the same day as your consultation, just to give you an idea. These are actual doctors. These aren't, some guy who's like, hey, these aren't the pills you grab at the AM PM. You know what I'm saying? Go to UpsizeMatters.com and let these docs help you figure out exactly, how you can regain that confidence in the most insecure of places. UpsizeMatters.com. That is UpsizeMatters.com. Hey, get your girth on. We'll take a break. When we come back, breaking NBA news, and we'll get into some of this coaching stuff next.
Subscribe to Sacktown Sports on YouTube and watch the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Stiles and Watkins, and the Drive Guys. Live Monday through Friday from 6 to 6. Plus view archive shows and exclusive content.
Subscribe at youtube.com/Sacktown Sports.
The Golf to Go radio show goes to William Land Golf Course to celebrate its 100th birthday. Join Frank LaRosa and me, Scott Marsh, for a live broadcast Thursday, June 6th from 6 to 7 for all the fun. We'll have great guests, a putting contest, prizes including free golf, free apparel, and much, much more. So make sure to join us Thursday, June 6th from 6 to 7 at William Land Golf Course. We'll see you there.
I'm Craig Ashton of the injury law firm of Ashton & Price. Whether you've been injured on a bicycle, as a pedestrian in a slip and fall, auto, Uber, Lyft, or big rig accident, you need Ashton & Price in your corner. When you call Ashton & Price, there's no chatbot telling you to hit 3 for accounting. You're greeted by a real-life person who will immediately transfer you to an experienced attorney. The consultation's free, and there's never a fee until you win.
Remember, For the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton and Price.
Get ready for the Kia Vacaville Summer Sticker Sales Event. This is your chance to make it a summer to remember with incredible deals on select 2024 Sportage and Sorrento vehicles. Kia Vacaville is offering an amazing 1.9% APR for up to 48 months for well-qualified buyers. Or you'll get $1,000 bonus cash on specialty tag 2024 Sportage and Sorrento models. It's the perfect time to upgrade your ride and start your summer adventures. Imagine cruising down the highway in your new Kia from Kia Vacaville, enjoying the advanced features and comfort of the Sportage or Sorrento. Whether you're planning a road trip or just driving around town, these vehicles are designed to elevate your experience. But don't wait too long. These unbeatable deals won't last forever. Your adventure starts now at Kia Vacaville, where every journey is an adventure. Visit them today and find the perfect vehicle for your summer plans. Model availability, lease options, and features may vary. Please visit Kia Vacaville for more details.
This segment is brought to you by Kia of Vacaville. Check them out at kiavacaville.com.
Waking you up with the best in local sports.
They just make it interesting, you know?
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
on Sacktown Sports.
All right, welcome back. Breaking news, if you will, Christopher Laud in the...
When it breaks,
we have it first.
It's Sacktown Sports breaking news.
Yeah, this is the worst kept secret ever. According to the Wall Street Journal, the NBA is finishing up an 11-year, $76 billion media revenue deal with ESPN, NBC, and Amazon. $2.6 billion a year to ESPN, $2.5 billion a year to NBC, $1.8 billion a year for Amazon. TNT will be out after next season. Again, this is according to the Wall Street Journal. This is, I have a sneaking suspicion, much like many others. We've talked about this, that this has been done for a while. They want to wait till after the NBA Finals to get this done. The NBA notoriously does not like putting information out like this during and taking notice and all that away from the finals. Not that people are going to be like, oh, the TV deal, I'm going to stop watching the finals, but they're just that way. And Jason, I got to be honest, the beyond the TNT part, just from a sports business angle, I'll tell you the one thing that actually surprises me here, and granted, the NBA is very good at business, very good at business. I get it, but 12 years?
Yeah.
Like, where is the market going to be in 12 years? Are they being smart because they know something's on the horizon where values are going to go way down? It just seems like they're only going to go up. And yeah, 76 billion seems like a lot right now, but in 5 years, 76 billion might be an absolute steal. So,
yeah. And I'm looking at, the TNT part was, that's really the majority, I would say, of the national coverage. Like, look, the finals are going to be on ABC. And in this case, the finals, I guess, would be on NBC. So does ESPN become the primary, Tuesday night, Thursday night, or whenever those national TV games, or is that also / Amazon? And that's probably where Amazon will slide in with, weekly or, probably weekly games. They'll sort it all out, but it's just where are the majority of those national games coming from? Because NBC won't be on. That's not a weeknight thing that often. That will be a weekend and late in the year, kind of like they do with ABC, seemingly.
Yeah, it's interesting how that'll work out. The NBA back on NBC, though, which means hello, John Tesh. He's about to make a little bit more money. He's happy. Yeah, that's interesting. I don't know. I feel like we've talked about this before. We'll talk about this with Kelly tomorrow on Sports Business, but it just does seem like news and sports are really two of the last bastions of non-DVRable material where people are watching sponsors live, et cetera, et cetera. So anyways, well, that's interesting. And unfortunately, that means that most likely the TNT show is gone. Yes, sir.
Didn't the NFL do something similar? Don't they have a huge TV, like long-term TV deal?
Well, I know MLS did that 10-year deal. Yeah, I know, right? The NBA now has that deal. Let me see. NFL TV deal. Yeah, the NFL finished new contract negotiations, $110 billion over 11 years, March 18th, 2021. So $110 billion. So that's $10 billion a year. $10 billion a year. And what do we say this was? $76 billion over 12 years?
But they're making, I mean,
11, yeah.
both of them are making that decision to go long. That makes me think they know something.
Yeah, that's the thing. You would think there's something there because maybe they think that on the horizon is like everybody's going to be pirating this stuff,
or like they'll just be distributing themselves.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. As a matter of fact, at some point, you got to think the NFL, especially the NFL, could do this. They go, yeah, what do we need the networks for? I mean, obviously, we need them for the billions of dollars, but what if we just expanded our NFL network into an NFL family of channels and we had every game, we sold the package, we had the Super Bowl, we brought everything in-house, and we kept 100% of all sponsorship and revenue. Honestly, it does make me wonder which is more profitable to them, putting the onus for revenue as far as advertising on the networks because they have to make up their nut there, or if they just do it themselves. Jason, it's an interesting question.
Yeah, I mean, and obviously they would know why they chose to do this long, but I'm sure that'll get all unearthed over the next couple of days.
Gotcha. From the 916, random question, but I'll answer it. Is it possible for the Kings to get Mikal Bridges without giving up Keegan Murray? Yes, you'd have to give up Fox or Sabonis. Thank you. The Lakers are closing in on JJ Redick as their new coach. As a matter of fact, according to some reports, James Borrego, the assistant, who is seems like he's very soon going to be next up on that coaching carousel, although that's what we said about Sam Cassell about 10 years ago, and he's still interviewing for these jobs. Reports are saying, though, Jason, that the Lakers are actually trying to lure Borrego in to be the lead assistant for JJ Redick, that they are enamored with Redick and his potential as a head coach. Jason, I'm not here to say that they're wrong because there were a lot of questions about Steve Kerr, for example, when he came in. We've seen this before with young coaches. Brad Stevens, is he really going to be able to transfer that success? Who is this Eric Spoelstra guy that used to be a video coordinator? Like, there are many stories of young first-time head coaches in the NBA coming in and just absolutely excelling at the job beyond whatever was reasonably expected. And they think JJ Redick's that guy. But man, this just seems a little bit weird when you roll in that LeBron James podcast is impending free agency. The podcast again they do together. This just seems incredibly Lakery, and I'm here for it.
Yeah, I'm not rooting against JJ Redick. It does seem like a very curious hire. I remember when it was first mentioned, I thought, oh, really? JJ Redick? Well, I mean, I guess so. And then doesn't really feel like there's been a lot of other people gaining momentum besides him. So I feel like this is fully endorsed by LeBron, probably others in the Lakers front office. And, if you move on from Ham and really before that from, Frank Vogel, who won a championship, you better be right on these moves. And, the Lakers are going to have to wear it, certainly if they're wrong on this one. And what a first gig to get. My gosh, if you're JJ Redick, from never coaching to coaching the Los Angeles Lakers. I mean, I don't fault him for turning it down if it truly becomes offered.
No, who would blame JJ for doing this? Now,
he's got to go for it.
You better keep the podcast though. you better keep the podcast because I want LeBron. I want to hear when they've lost 5 in a row. I want to hear LeBron James and JJ Redick having these conversations. And now all of a sudden that would easily become the most listened to podcast in all of sports. And that's assuming that he'd stick around too. I'm talking about LeBron James. It's an incredibly interesting situation, Jason.
Yeah, and I mean, again, of the other people that they are rumored to have brought in or talked to, it just feels like there's a little bit more of a resume, at least in coaching. But Lakers were in the conference finals last year. This year, obviously, it didn't go as well. But it's just, what do you think JJ will do? How do you think he'll do as a coach?
Instinctively, I don't think he'll do well. I don't. I think
because of lack of experience.
Yeah, and you're going to need buy-in. And it just seems all. There's a reason why coaches are on benches for a while, and I get it. Some guys are just savants, but the odds would lay heavily that JJ Redick going into that locker room for that franchise, it ain't going to work out.
And for a player that, is a once in a lifetime guy, but is not also a guy that is not kept a lot of the same coaches around him. So I just think it's a tough team to coach. That's for sure.
Yeah. Then again, I mean, I just went over 5 examples. JJ Redick might come in and do his thing and they might be cooking, but I just kind of find it hard to believe that I just kind of find it hard to believe that he's going to be able to go into LeBron James, to Anthony Davis, to all these veterans and be like, okay, guys, here's how it's going to be. So anyways, we'll take a break. When we come back, let's get the rest of the story on the Christian McCaffrey extension before we get to Emil Fregoso at 9 a.m. and so much more. And this word from Gonzalez Law with Jason Ross right after this.
Malik Monk plays here.
Started left, goes right, steps back, launches the three. Nothing but net. Oh, that was just filthy. Oh, my, that was sweet.
Sacktown Sports is your proud home of the Sacramento Kings.
Hey there, do you have something from your past that may be holding you back personally, maybe professionally? Maybe it was a mistake that you made a long time ago. Those things do happen. We all were young once, right? You have that mistake, though, and is it still possibly following you to this day, doing some damage to you personally or professionally? Well, how would you like that removed from your record? That clean start. It is possible, and the Gonzalez Law Offices can help you with many things, but maybe this is the exact thing you need, something like this, like an expungement to help you get that fresh start you were looking for. Jonathan Gonzalez and his law offices are in the heart of downtown. They're right here in Sacramento. He's local. He's not rushing through these cases. He cares about the results. He cares about you, cares about his name, cares about this community. So he wants to do right by you. The point is, if you want someone you can trust and someone that is willing to work for you and with you with whatever situation that you're in, and you feel like you need someone representing you, well, I strongly consider you talk to Jonathan Gonzalez at his law offices. Go to saclegaldefense.com or call them at 916-304-9187. Again, that's 916-304-9187 at saclegaldefense.com.
I'm Ken Korak with your Green and Gold Report, brought to you by Xfinity Mobile. Connect to the most reliable 5G network nationwide. Well, his arrival on the big league club was delayed because of a knee injury and surgery, but it was certainly worth the wait for Miguel Andujar. In his first 7 games with the A's, he batted .448 and has 12 RBIs during that time, the most for an A's player since 2007. In his 13 hits, the 6th most in A's history for a player in his first 7 games.
Want more speed? Well, Xfinity just increased their internet speeds, and they're faster than ever. It's time to get more out of your internet with faster speeds from Xfinity. Now through June 21st, get 150 megabit Xfinity internet for only $19.99 a month for 12 months with a 1-year contract. That's double the speed for the same great price. Click, call, or visit a store today. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Equipment, taxes, and other charges extra. After promo, regular rates apply. Actual speeds vary.
Everyone loves to be outside, and so do mosquitoes. Protect yourself against mosquitoes and West Nile virus by following these simple tips. At least once a week, look around your yard and drain stagnant water from any containers where mosquitoes can breed. Remember to use an effective mosquito repellent, especially at dawn and dusk when mosquitoes are most active. Close all doors and be sure screens are in good working condition. At the Mosquito and Vector Control District, we're here to help. Visit us at fightthebite.net.
Father's Day at Hagen Oaks is sure to bring a smile to the men in your life. From shoes to shirts, from golf balls to golf bags, and from drivers to divot repair tools, Hagen Oaks has all this and so much more, including gift certificates for the father who has it all. Let Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop be your one-stop for all your Father's Day needs. You'll even find the wildly popular Golf and Guitars concert tickets on sale. It's the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop, Fulton Avenue at Cap City Freeway, or HagenOaks.com.
At the Good Feet store, we take pain very seriously. Whether in the foot, knee, hip, or back, Good Feet makes over 300 styles, flexibilities, and sizes of pain-relieving arch supports. With 26 bones, 30 joints, and over 100 muscles, tendons, and ligaments in each foot, a lot can go painfully wrong. So there's a trained arch support specialist at each Good Feet store to give you a precision fit. Come in for a free fitting and test walk. No appointment necessary. Good Feet arch supports are HSA, FSA eligible.
The Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, Vacaville. Online at goodfeet.com.
Power Business Technology is proud to be 100% independent, locally owned, and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a 2022 Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer. Contact us today for all of your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729, or visit us at powercopier.com.
The only place in the morning to get your sports fix. Live and local. The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Welcome back. Okay, go, right? I know I ask that every single time. Thank you. And a great video, too. Good song. Hey, almost to the halfway point, Jason. Did you know that? 8 a.m.
I did.
Which I guess would technically be the halfway point of the week, right?
Yes, exactly. The exact middle point of our show for the week.
We will be exactly as close. We will be closer to the weekend in exactly 15 minutes than we are away from it. And you know what? That's a great feeling.
More than a feeling.
Be careful out there, by the way. It is going to be hotter yesterday than it was, or hotter today than it was yesterday. We are looking at a high of 105.
Okay.
Jason's weather.
I like how you go to that extreme. Just like when they go, it's 40 and cold. I'm like, hey, Dave, you love this. It's like, no, that's too far. I mean, I would prefer it to be a little cooler than this, but yeah, I don't mind it.
Blech.
Yesterday, though, was like hot air being blown around, though.
Yeah, like this show.
I don't know.
Hello. Hi. Well,
but the wind was just blowing it around.
For some of us, it wasn't air, Jason.
Yeah, well, for you.
It was more than air.
Noted Sacramento lover and person who blocked me, James L. Edwards III, the Detroit Pistons insider for The Athletic, has said that he expects the Pistons to heavily pursue Malik Monk, amongst others. Quote, Monk feels like someone the Pistons will heavily prioritize due to the team's need for legitimate three-point shooting and off-the-dribble shot creation.
Yes, makes sense.
Fine, but come on, Malik? You want to go to Detroit? Play for them? It
makes sense for them to pursue him. I just don't think it makes sense for him to go there.
That's exactly right. There's no beam in Detroit.
Right.
They don't have the beam.
Just be money.
There's
cash money.
Right. There's no Keegan Murray call and response. There's no Domantas Sabonis chant.
Detroit basketball.
Yeah. Oh, and don't they? Is it Detroit? Do they still have that one? I can't stand that PA guy, man. I love the ones that, like, you have on the low end. You have like the Lakers guy who's like, now entering number Fred Smith.
Laker girls.
Laker girls. And that's lame. And then on the other end of the spectrum, you have like, let's go, blah, 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 roar, like over the top guy. Like Scott Fresh, for example, he's your MC. He's like your hype man. He kind of fills that role. That's not what Scott Moak does. Like Scott Moak, to me, is like the perfect PA guy. He's not dull like Lakers guy, but he's also not making himself like, you don't feel like he's begging the crowd to do things.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like he'll do the cute stuff like the Keegan Murray thing and Yogi Ferrell and all that stuff. But, he's not out there going crazy and over the top.
Anyway. What if we were entering year 20, I have this right, 22 coming up of Carmichael Dave as PA. That could have been your job.
Well, let's clarify.
You tried out.
That could have been my job had I been good enough to have the job. I don't think I would have made it longer than a couple of years. I really don't. I think it would have been cool to do. And then I think just the anxiety would have got to me, especially at that point in my life. There was just no way. I think it would have been one of those, like, after year 1 or 2, I'd have been like, guys, it's cool. I've done it, but I think it's time for a change. What?
I just picture Chris Verlade. You've been to games. Could you picture? I feel like Dave sometimes might have gotten distracted. It's like there's like a basket, and like Dave's like, "What?"
I'm like tweeting something out.
Exactly.
Who made that?
Yeah.
3.
Fouls on. Give it. I don't know, somebody, whoever fouled him. So there was a foul somewhere.
Right.
I hope that we do not have a new MC for a very long time.
Same.
But if we do, I think we've got the perfect candidate.
Alan Stiles? Right, and just and instead of scream, it's 3. Can we get that audio, Alan, one more time, please? Boom. But of course, we hope that I will say this: Scott's been in the job longer than any other PA announcer for this team.
True.
Right?
Yeah, let's see. How long was Fred Anderson from the very beginning?
I think Fred was what? Like,
how did Anderson become MC?
I think Fred was what? Even if he was from the beginning, he was what?
Yeah, that's true.
85
to like
99, 98?
Yeah, you're right.
Somewhere
in
there.
Moke's done it the longest.
And then there were a couple
very well.
Wasn't there like a year of that guy Ira?
Moke and Ira and then Moke together. Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a little tandem there for a while.
And then
I only really
the Moke show.
No Moke.
Yeah, you have no real memory of Fred, and Fred was great.
Like I remember, I would go to like one game every couple of years as a kid, but
yeah,
don't remember anything about it.
And by the way, nothing wrong with Ira. Ira was fun. He had the voice and the whole. He actually Ira won the competition, but
he had the deep pipes.
Yes, he very much. But he was just there, I think, for a year or two, so that's why we don't really remember Ira that much. But hey, how do you feel like Eric Hasseltine feels? Like you think about that one competition years ago at Referees by Cal Expo. Where it directed Scott Moak in his life. Eric Hasseltine was a finalist with Scott Moak. Yep. Would Eric be doing Memphis games, or would Eric still be the PA guy in Sacramento?
Yeah, and well, also we got to remember Buzz was in there. Steve Buzzard.
That's right. You know what? It's so funny. See,
Buzz did a great job.
I didn't know Moak before then at all. So but to me, I actually, because I knew Eric and I knew Buzz. Obviously, I actually thought Steve Buzzard was going to. When I saw Buzz was there, like I was just the kid that was like, "Hey, it's an open tryout. I can try." Like Buzz, though, I was like a seasoned pro. Did you even think about trying out for it?
No,
not your thing.
Yeah, I don't know why. That's just that kind of thing intimidates me.
That's dude. See, that's exactly right. And I don't know how many years ago it was. You'll remember because I think they went through to you first. But Scott was gone or sick. There was something with Scott, and then Jamie Coffey, who was the fill-in, she was also not available. And all I know is I think they got to the bottom of the list and they called me. Scott had called me, asked me if I was going to do it. And I thought about it for about 5 minutes. And I was like, no, no, thank you. I'm good. Thank you. Because the rest of my week, because it was like a week later or something. And I was like, nope, because that will but the entire next week will be nothing but massive anxiety and it will ruin my life. And then by the time the game starts, I will be such a ball of anxiety. I'll have this massive stress migraine. It just will not be a fun experience. I forget who did it. Did you do it?
No. I actually, the time that I know that Moke did ask me, I believe it ended up being Jamie Coffey. I think she officially did it, became the first female to do an NBA game, but she's great. Jamie's really good.
She is. She is fantastic. Republic PA for a long time now. It's a special job. I think PA announcers are a little bit like refs and umpires. Like the best ones just really blend into the action. I think if we got a chance, I mean, I know if I got, for whatever reason, like, hey, you have to do it, which I know they wouldn't. I would
honestly, I think I would try to turn into Moke, and that as a compliment, but I know I wouldn't do it as well.
Right.
And then you're just like, hey, you're not him. You're right, because he's great. And you got to. He's fantastic.
Well,
he
and
does a great job.
That's a great point. Like, let's say we had to do it, right? You and I both, we had to each do one game. I think the biggest question would be, so when we get to the intros, like, what do you want me to say? Like, right this second? No, I want to say, and now. That's his trademark. Do we not do we not do the Keegan Murray call and response? Of course we do. So you're
I think I would do that.
Yeah. But then are you not going to do and now?
Oh man, I don't think so.
Like, what are the rules there?
Right. That feels like that's a trademark.
It is right. So, like, is it steal? Like in play-by-play, you can't steal people's line. Like you can't steal. You shouldn't do it. But like, and that's a known thing. But like for a PA guy, like, is it stealing or is it a one-off homage where you don't want to try to get cute? You want to follow the lead of the guy that's the guy.
Yeah, I just feel like my voice would crack.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. He does those little Instagram videos, and it's like impossible to not look contorted when you're doing something like that.
Yeah.
I'll ask him during the break. I'm going to ask. I'm going to call him during this break. We will take one right now. When we come back, don't forget, we'll have a Emil Fragoso on at 9 a.m. from the train going down to Niner camp. But it's What If Wednesday. It's Jason Ross's half of the show now, and he starts off with a banger. What if the Kings were on the eve of the NBA Finals? So we'll have some fun with this when we get back.
The NFL's leading rusher plays here.
The handoff to McCaffrey, walks in the end zone. Handoff to McCaffrey, takes it right down to the goal line. He does his thing again. McCaffrey goes in motion right. Backwards pass led by Juszczyk. A block there. Hurdles a man. 10-5. Touchdown! CMC!
You can hear all of Christian McCaffrey's touchdowns on your home for 49ers football. Sacktown Sports.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets with nowhere to go. I didn't think I'd survive. But I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year. For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there.
Covenant House helped me break the cycle of homelessness in my family. They gave me the love that I needed.
Over 2,000 young people will sleep safely in a Covenant House bed tonight. When youth who are experiencing homelessness have a hot meal, a safe place to sleep, medical care, and love, they can overcome heartbreaking challenges and have a brighter future.
They just really genuinely just wanted to help me succeed, and I'm succeeding. I'm a speaker, I'm an author. Covenant House really helped me and really helped mold me into the woman I am today.
If you or someone you love is asking for help, go to safeplacetosleep.org today.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Bonnie.
I'm Dirk Verdorn in the KCRA3 Weather Center, and another hot day today with temperatures warming up to 103 degrees in downtown Sacramento. Expect to have the winds shifting from the north to more of a southwest wind and some cooler weather in the days to come. Get the latest forecasts on the KCRA3 News and the KCRA3 app.
It's been said an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And when it comes to a nice, cool summer, it's so true. Right now, get a complete air conditioner tune-up for just $59. Bonnie. Plumbing, sewer, electrical, heating, and air. Bonnie.com. Some restrictions apply. License 696-355.
The best things in life, they come in twos. 2 scoops of ice cream, 2 tacos. And now for a limited time, get our best deal of the year. Buy any phone when you switch to Consumer Cellular and get 2 months of service free. That's right, the same fast, reliable nationwide coverage as Big Wireless, now with 2 months free. Proof the best things in life really do come in twos. Visit consumercellular.com or call 1-888-FREEDOM. Second and third month of monthly base service fee waived for new customers with the purchase of a phone and activation by July 31st, 2024. Taxes, fees, and third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-583-6580. That's 800-583-6580.
Brooks and Dunn Reboot 2024 Tour.
I'll play something country.
The best-selling duo of all time. Live with David Lee Murphy.
It might be a little dust
Saturday, June 8th, Toyota Amphitheater.
Turn around, go to town, boot, scoot, boogie.
On sale now at livenation.com. Brooks and Dunn Live, part of the Hard Rock Sacramento Concert Series.
Hey sports fans, it's JaVale McGee here. Are you ready for the event of the summer? It's the Jug Life Charity Softball Game hosted at Sutter Health Park on Saturday, June 15th. Join me and all my celebrity friends for the #1 event of the summer as our incredible community comes together for a cause that counts. The Jug Life Charity Softball Game isn't just about softball. It's about giving back. All proceeds go to the water education programs and providing clean water to communities in need. Thanks to your support, our team with Jug Life is making a real difference, bringing hope and health to those who need it the most. Bring your family and friends for a day you won't forget. Cheer on your favorite stars as they hit it out the park for a great cause. Come celebrate Father's Day weekend at the Jug Life Charity Softball Game that's happening on Saturday, June 15th. Don't miss out. Get your tickets now at juglifewater.com. That's juglifewater.com. Join us, have fun, and make a difference. Jug Life. Drink water, give water, save water.
Sacramento, Dirk Bentley is coming to town.
Hey, y'all, this is Dirk Bentley.
Saturday, September 28th at Hart Health Park at Cal Expo for Country in the Park 2. And he's bringing some friends.
This is Bonnie. Take my hand, let me make you mine.
Paige Dasha, Kelsey Hart, and more. Saturday, September 28th at Hart Health Park at Cal Expo. Get your tickets before they sell out at CITPfest.com. Brought to you by Coors Light.
This segment is brought to you by Kia of Vacaville. Check them out at kiavacaville.com.
KHTKAM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento.
Take it on the local level. Live and local, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios. Sacktown Sports. The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone. And then boom,
with Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 9.
Taco / burrito, yes, but I wouldn't say I've made it that way.
I know it sounds weird, but honestly, so wife made spaghetti and meatballs last night, put the noodles, the sauce, and the meatballs all in a Tupperware. And so I'll warm that up, and I'll warm up a wrap. And then you just throw the spaghetti and the meatballs. Like, think about it like a meatball sandwich, but with spaghetti. Yeah. And you throw it in a wrap. It's a good little vehicle. And then you just sit there and you if you haven't tried it, I'm not saying it's the greatest thing since sliced bread. I'm saying it's an easy lunch.
Sounds more like a spaghetti gyro.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but a gyro is open. A gyro is a Greek taco. That is 100. Okay.
Well, Greece was around before Mexico.
Right. So, I mean, I guess.
So is a taco a Mexican gyro?
That's a great point. It is. Because a gyro. No, a gyro is a pita.
No, that's ridiculous.
A gyro is a pita bread with filling. It's a taco. But a taco is really a gyro. That's a huge breakthrough on the show this morning. Screw the whole taco thing. Is a taco a Greek gyro or a Mexican gyro? Yeah. And so this is not open face, though. This is a wrap. This is closed at both ends and rolled. It'd be more like, again, I think the closest would be a spaghetti burrito. A spurrito. Yeah.
I've made like a garlic bread spaghetti sandwich before.
That's what I mean. That's what I've done.
So we're with the garlic bread as the sandwich bun.
Put spaghetti on there. Yeah. And just kind of, I've done that.
Somebody posted a picture the other day where they were like, is the world ready for a dog hot? And the picture was, did you see this? Yeah. It was a giant sausage split down the middle. And in the middle, the opening of the sausage was little strips of hot dog bun. So, I mean, I'd try it. I don't know if any of you have watched Oh, what's the guy called? The chef?
Chef's Reactions.
Chef's Reactions.
I have been reaching out to him so many times.
Can I just tell you that would be top 3 my favorite Chris guests you've ever gotten us. He's a guy who wears these kind of black eyeglasses. Most of the time he's wearing an A's hat. And it's usually a split screen of him watching some ridiculous food video. Every once in a while he throws in like a really good food video, but just absolutely annihilating these people.
And there's an occasionally one, like I think it was this woman making like a tater tot casserole, which people were like clowning on. And he was just like, dude, this is like a mom making dinner for her family.
I think
like,
I just saw this one. This is the one where he's like, I like her vibe.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. Because he's made it apparent in his videos, like he takes care of his grandmother and she's ailing and he helps her. And he has a very big soft spot for older ladies cooking. Like there was one where he did a grandma making like 100 jars of sauce, like one of those families. And I wish I'd do this. I think an Italian family thing I'd love to integrate, where there's once a year where there's like this giant sauce party and you make this vat of red sauce that cooks all day long, and then you pour it into all these jars, give it to family, freeze the rest of it. You have red sauce all year long, and then you have a giant pasta bake at the end of the day. Like that what a wonderful family yearly event, Jason.
I'm up for that.
Yeah,
Bringing the family together.
Yeah. Well, tamales, I have one of my best friends growing up had tamale Sundays every once in a while, and I had to go over and help on occasion, but really just kind of watch. Here's my thing with tamales. I like tamales. Tamales are there is a but. Tamales are tamales are really good. And my favorite ones are the ones it's like the cream cheese or crema and like jalapeno or green.
Oh yeah,
you know what I'm
we
talking
use Monterey Jack.
Yeah. Yes. Also, the effort to result ratio is a little off for me. Like, dude, there's a lot of effort for like a little rinky-dink tamale. I'll eat 20 of them, but I'm saying, I've seen the process, dude. It's a lot of work.
You know what? I'll bring you some tamales.
Please do.
We don't skimp.
You know what we do for our tamale consumption now? Every year, one of my kids' clubs or something, there's always a fundraiser, and you can get like a bag of tamales for $10, and we just grab like 4 of them. So we're doing our part to donate, and we're also stocking the freezer with tamales. And you just wrap them in a paper towel and microwave them, and let's go. Like, that's our tamale consumption now. Now, pozole, which is a lot of effort, but that's worth it because you can freeze that sucker, man. I'm all about pozole, and I'm all about I also do a mole sauce about twice a year, which is an all-day project if you do it right. And then I save it. It's almost like the red sauce, but for, Mexicans, I guess. I don't know. All right. Enough of that. Thanks for the food question, guy. Beeman says tamales are overrated. I think tamales are rated properly. They're good. It's just a lot of work, Jason.
Coming after me specifically.
I know.
Yeah.
I can tell you this much, though. I would be pounding tamales if the Sacramento Kings were on the eve of the finals. Now, Jason, it's a great question. We're going to take this to the next segment as well. We can't just answer this in one segment, especially when I yammer for way too long about tamales. I will tell you, I mean, I think there's two sides to this question, Jason, because unfortunately for those in this conversation, mainly you, the answer for you is far different than for the rest of us. If the Kings were on the eve of the finals, if they were, you would be in Boston almost certainly. You would be covering the event. You would now be into month 7 or 8. We would probably honestly all be in Boston, as a matter of fact. Like, that's just reality. They'd be a whole different thing. I wonder if there's a way for us to try to have this conversation with everyone else that's listening and watching right now. Like, what if we weren't part of the coverage in any way and we're just being fans?
Yeah, well, that's part of it. It's like on this What If Wednesday, what would our fan base be like? So let's insert the Kings for Dallas, like you said. So it's Kings Celtics game 1 tomorrow, first ever finals game as the Sacramento Kings. What do you think the fan base is like right now on the eve, of the finals?
I can only speak for me. because I know everyone's different. So I will just simply give you my where I would be at, as I imagine. I would probably be an absolute flaming alcoholic right now. I would just be drinking, and I don't drink, but I would need something, man. I would, listen, I don't screw around with addiction. It's a real disease. I'm not making light of it. I'm simply saying my anxiety would be so over the top that I would be doing all I could legally and as with as little detriment to my health as possible to keep from having a heart attack and dying before they went.
You that way in game 7 last year? The series last year in round 1?
Well, I wouldn't say I was at that level, but also when we were at game 7 last year, I didn't have 1, 2, 3 rounds of this culminating with getting further than this team has ever gotten. The only thing I can compare it to is where I was in 2002. Now I was far younger back then, and I was known to have a drink or 3, but never out of control. Never, I never was that guy, but I was I was a mess for that entire series. It would be, I don't know how to say this, Jason. It would be the most enjoyable, torturous time of my life. And there's no middle ground. I would love it and hate it at the same time.
We've got people saying like Zebra, my hair would be purple. Half the fans would be in the ICU. We've got that from comments, but I also, that's part of the thought exercise is there will be a handful of people dreaming of 4 more wins for sure, and a potential parade and what that would mean and what this group and coach and how they would be revered forever. But they're also still as great of a joyride as that would be. There would be the Kings fans that would go, how is this going to end? How are we going to lose this? Where is this going to fall apart? And it's just, that is such an interesting dynamic that I think our fan base has, which is, I'm not blaming, I just see it. And that's what I think we would have right now.
How you doing? Hi, that guy. I'll take you to last year. The Kings pretty much clinched a playoff spot long before they went to Portland. I spent that entire game surrounded by Kings fans, and I wouldn't let anyone talk to me about the playoffs. The Kings were up 20-something. I don't want to hear it. I'm waiting, because remember, we had chances to win at home. We didn't.
Yeah.
And all I'm thinking is oh my God, the Blazers are going to come back and they're going to win this game and we're going to lose out and we're not going to make the playoffs. Like, of course, that's almost an impossibility, but I didn't want to mess with it. And then when it was like 2 minutes left or whatever it was, and it finally became apparent that we were going to make the playoffs, I completely,
the waterworks.
I lost it. I'm crying. I'm a mess. Like, just all of the weight and all of that weight, both spellings, by the way, of the whole thing on the shoulders went away, and and Jason, that was making the playoffs. That wasn't winning the first round, winning the second round, winning the conference finals, and entering the finals. Yes, I would be sitting there the whole time, not dreaming at night about winning 4 more, yet also haunted by the fact that, as amazing as it would be to win the NBA Finals, it would be the most pain I've ever felt as a sports fan if we didn't win the NBA Finals.
Well, I think the other thing that would definitely be going on, and I think I would be guilty of this, I pretty much, I could guarantee, I would consume everything that everybody is saying and talking about this.
Yes.
And so then I'll just pick out a name because he seems to have had love for the Kings. It was like, look, Kendrick Perkins, he's the only one. He's picking the Kings.
Yep.
It's just him. It's not Stephen A. It's not, blah, blah, blah. Everyone else is picking Boston. But I'm like, he gets it. Let's get him on the show. But then it just, I think I would be trying to get everybody's perspective on, look, they're talking about our team.
I'll tell you, there's so many aspects to this, Jason. I'll tell you one thing I would really, really hope would happen, though. And I know this seems like this isn't going to, most people aren't going to care about this, but just from where we sit, I would honestly hope that, like, all competition, all rivalries, all anything, all agendas, whatever you want to call it, in the local media would go by the wayside. I want everyone talking to everyone. I want everybody down at Doco for the watch parties. I want everyone celebrating and having fun. And like, hey, you want to go listen to them and then come back and listen to us, and then you want to listen to them and then see that and that, and that's great. And hey, let's talk to this guy, talk to that girl, and everyone is like one big happy media family as well, because we're all in this together and we're all, most of us, long-suffering fans. I want to be down at King's Landing, man. I want to be down there at Doco for the road games. And that you know me, I'm a hermit. Not for that stuff, dude. Like, as stressed out as I would be in that situation, it's like you got to be with other fans at that point that can understand, that would be crushed or elated like I would, like you would. I mean, it would just be there wouldn't be a lot of sleep either, dude. Not a lot of sleep.
Nope.
Oh, God. I'm getting stressed out thinking about it. Honestly, Jason, I'm kind of getting stressed out.
Let's talk more about it.
Yeah, you know what? Actually, I just talked to Chris. Sorry, we're going to run all the way through, actually, to 26.
Oh, okay.
This is way too good of a topic to take a break on.
So let me ask you a follow-up then.
Yeah.
Kind of a double-part question. Could you, and I say you and then we, the collective, all of us, could we handle losing? Could we handle winning? The whole thing.
I think it would be handled far differently. Could I handle? Sure. I'm not lying. If we lost, I would probably take a week or two. You wouldn't see me for a week or two. I just wouldn't be. I fully admit it. I am way too emotionally weak to be able to handle. Like, I know that I would have to come on the air that Monday or whatever, the day after. Just you have to do it. You have to do your job. And then I'd be like, guys, I'm out. Like, I got to go forget about basketball and tune out. And the good news would be is that it's not like basketball would still be going on. That would be it, because you're in the finals. But I personally would have to really go clean up my mental health. I'd probably fricking go see a counselor and be like, why do I like sports so much? Like, I wouldn't be able to. If we lost, it would do serious damage to me mentally. And if we won, I don't know that I would ever leave this job for like a week. I think if we won,
I was going to say, like, we wouldn't see you for a week. They won too.
No, my God, no. I think it's the opposite. I think honestly, if we won, like, I don't know whether it would be in studio or with a mic. I mean, obviously we have other shows, but like, I for something like that, I would be like, if I had the opportunity and wasn't stepping on anybody else's toes, let me just say it that way. If the Kings won, I would strap on a mic and go down to Doco and do a live broadcast there, and then come back to the studio and stay on for like 3 days and take phone calls and celebrate and blah, blah. You know, almost like what we did when we were up in Portland, Jason, but for an extended period of time. Obviously, we have, you know, Styles and Watkins and Whitey and Kyle. That would be an equal part of that coverage. But
live till the parade.
Let's just keep going nonstop until everybody collapses. And then, that parade goes. Hopefully we get a Sacktown Sports float. That'd be amazing. And it's like a little jalopy in the back that keeps breaking down. But I would. I don't know, Jason. You would handle it as well or better than anyone I know. I think.
Well, I just think each one is such a dichotomy. Obviously, if losing is just so painful. I mean, look, we still recite 2002. I think we kind of have a reverence for that team. I wonder what the team would be like, how we'd feel about them, those players, the individuals, win or lose, the coaches.
You talking about the team now?
If that's the group, because that's the one that had taken this team to a place no one else has. So they kind of become legendary, right? I mean, that's the heroes of all heroes.
Yes.
No matter what, win or loss, but certainly win. It's just another, now you're historically great, right? Your people are talking about you forever. And gosh, it's just it seems like it's totally improbable, but obviously that's a scenario that could happen someday. And it's kind of an amazing thought.
I think that's interesting, because when you look at the way that whole thing breaks down, so the 2002 team is the most legendary team we've ever had. Every one of those players is like a god in this town to this day. They're almost mythical at this point. If this version of the Kings team or whatever version of a Kings team won a championship, they instantly take the place at the top of the mantle as most legendary. And the longer time goes in between titles, the more legendary they get. But here's my question. If the Kings lost, let's say this version of the Kings lost in the finals, logically speaking, they would then take the place of the Chris Webber 02 Kings. But I'm not entirely, because they got further, but I'm not entirely sure that's what would happen. Or maybe it's a generational thing where nothing will replace the 02 team because that's when I was their age. Just for people today, nothing, they don't know who those players are, but nothing will replace the Fox Sabonis team. And then somebody in 20 years will be like, well, nothing's going to replace the Weber the third and Peja the third team.
I think it'd have to depend on how it finished. Like if the Kings got like swept by the Celtics, or just like 6, like Kings fans feel like not only did they lose to Lakers, they got the championship stolen.
That's
from
true.
them.
Yeah.
So I think that's the big difference.
That's actually true. We feel like we got screwed and we're right. In fact, I honestly believe this, with the exception maybe Chris Webber, at least hearing him talk publicly, it's almost like the fans feel they got screwed sometimes more than the players do. Like the fans are still more, not that the players don't think they got screwed or emotional about it, but I feel like, you see Scott Pollard or some other guys doing interviews and they're like, yeah, we got screwed. But like, I almost feel like the fans are a lot more psychotic about it than the players.
Sure.
I don't know.
No?
Doug told us like he thinks about it every single day.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Really? Did anyone ever ask Doug? You were on the show with him for a long time. Did he ever say, does he like not like talking about it, or is he fine with it? Like, does he get annoyed when like of course, Doug's always going to be a nice guy, but I do wonder, like, when somebody brings up, is he like, ugh, you guys just like asking me about a death in the family or something, or does it bother him? I've never asked.
I think it's probably depending on the mood he's in, but I know the time that he and Weber were on together was such great radio, but I felt like it was cathartic for them to talk about it together. Cause it felt like, and Chris, you were there, it felt like they hadn't had that conversation before. And then they were having it on air and extended form. And it was like, we all got a chance to hear it. Like, stuff you would expect that they would have talked about, Dave. I felt like they really hadn't worked out.
Really?
And like, hey, so if I haven't talked to you, I'm going to see you. I'm like, hey, how's the family? How's your wife? Like that kind of thing, as opposed to, man, this still gets me, like I felt like we got into that conversation. It was actually kind of cool to hear.
It was one of those things of they said what you think that they thought, but actually hearing them say it's just like, okay, this meant so much to them.
Through.
And like both of them are just like, we want to see a team in Sacramento win a championship that we couldn't get.
Yeah.
Do you think that the Kings winning a championship would ease the pain for these guys?
Well, for Doug, probably, especially if he's a coach.
That's
a lot
true
for Doug. Webb, I think, would still love it. I think there's still allegiance. I think those guys would, all of a sudden probably pop up a little bit more. There'd be a sense of pride for Vlade, right? Look, he still has some fingertips on, if it's literally this team. I mean, that's something they all wanted to do. That's what they were chasing. It's something they couldn't do. And like Chris said, they felt like it was taken from them.
Thinking way too far in the future. If the Kings were to win a championship, like, do you get a ring for the 2002 team?
Oh, I would hope they would. Now, but here, let me ask you this. If you're on the 2002 team, do you accept the ring? Are you going to wear a ring from somebody else's championship?
No. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know if they do. I'll think even further in the future, man. This would be a great movie. Remember Field of Dreams was all about these ball players that somehow got screwed over or went through a thing, missed opportunities, fathers, sons, blah, 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 turn back the clock and all that, ease his pain. Let's see, doing a Court of Dreams in 50 years where whenever all of us have passed on, and someone makes a movie about the 02 team and how the fan base and the players were tortured for the rest of their life because of the championship that was stolen from them. They never had a chance to recover. So then some dude builds a basketball court in his farm. We'll walk through the cornfields.
No, it'd have to be a cow pasture.
Cow pasture, thank you. In Natomas. Who would be the one doc that the Moonlight Graham of that movie who would now I just thought of who it was and I'm not going to say it. All right, we'll take a break. It's fun to think about though, Jason. It's really fun to think about.
That's why it was a what if exercise.
Also, I simultaneously loved and hated that segment. I'm really stressed out now. Oh, I hope we get a chance to go through it, though. All I know is this, man. I'm going to be shockingly, I'm just going to be a big ball of snot and tears. That they won't even need to grease up the light poles. I'll just rub my nose on them. Nobody can climb them.
Gross.
Gross. We'll take a break when we come back. All right. Celtics and Mavericks begin tomorrow. Hey, what does this remind you of? Also, NASCAR. Got NASCAR tickets for you in the next segment. Take a break. Everybody stretch. We'll be right back after this.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sacktown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sacktown Sports app.
Hello, Sacramento. I'm Emran Pilati, owner of True Sports Cards and Collectible Store here in Rockland, California, and the host of the True Sports Cards Show that airs right here on Sacktown Sports 1140 every Saturday from 10 to 11 a.m., where we discuss the latest trends, hottest products, and deliver exclusive interviews with other industry leaders. And don't forget to visit our shop, True Sports Cards, at 6661 Stanford Ranch Road in Rockland and see what we have for all your sports card and memorabilia needs.
At Ashton & Price, over the last 25 years, we've won just about every injury case you can think of. Slip and fall, falling merchandise, fell through rotted decking, we won those. Dangerous stairs, falls into holes, dog bites, won them. Injured while pedestrian or on a bicycle, auto, motorcycle, big rig, company vehicle, Uber, or Lyft accident, we've won them all. And the best news is there's no fee until you win. So no matter how you got injured,
remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
Did you miss any part of our live local shows? Don't worry, you never have to miss them again. Check out SacktownSports.com and search our podcast page and play our shows when you want. The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Stiles and Watkins, and The Drive Guys. Plus, other podcasts like Return of the Empire, Return of the Roar, The Stingers Up podcast, and Golf to Go with Frank LaRosa.
They're all available right now on SacktownSports.com.
O'Reilly. Check engine light on? Take the guesswork out of your check engine light with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free and provides a report with solutions based on over 650 million vehicle scans verified by ASE certified master technicians. And if you need help, we can recommend a shop for you. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Not to brag, but Progressive's Name Your Price tool is mankind's greatest tool ever. Even better than the wheel. Sure, without the wheel, we wouldn't have modern transportation or funny videos of dogs riding skateboards. But without the Name Your Price tool, we wouldn't have easy access to auto insurance options based on our budget. And, well, cars do need wheels. They also need insurance, and insurance never goes flat. Learn more about the greatest tool ever, the Name Your Price tool at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law. Not available in all states.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
Are you really that different than the rest of us?
We are. As a fiduciary, we always focus on what's best for our clients.
What services do you offer besides investing?
We have a team of specialists in financial planning, estate planning, and more.
Your clients rely on you for all that?
Yes, we ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Okay, but you still sell commission-based products, right?
No, because we believe that's a conflict of interest. We prioritize service over sales goals.
So then how do your fees work?
We have a simple and transparent fee that's a percentage of our clients' portfolios. So we do better when our clients do better.
Wow, we're more different than I thought.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com. Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Power Business Technology is proud to be 100% independent, locally owned, and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a 2022 Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer. Contact us today for all of your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729, or visit us at powercopier.com. Sponsored by Xfinity. Enjoy the entertainment you love with the Xfinity Stream app. Turn any screen into a TV and take the entertainment you love wherever you go. Xfinity, we connect you to more of what you love.
Be listening to Sacktown Sports each Friday morning for the Rivercats Weekend Report with team updates and everything you'll want to know about the next exciting Rivercats homestand. Let's go, Rivercats!
It's Kyle Draper here to let you know that the famous Bay Area pizza company, Amici's East Coast Pizzeria, has just opened its first location in Sacramento, offering takeout and delivery to the greater Sacramento area. To check out the menu and order online, visit amicis.com and click on the Sacramento banner. As a special deal, all this week, when you enter promo code SAC50 at checkout, they'll give you 50% off any large pizza. So when you want to enjoy half-price pizzas with family and friends this week, use promo code SAC50 at amicis.com and Amici's delivers.
At the Good Feet store, we take pain very seriously. Whether in the foot, knee, hip, or back, Good Feet makes over 300 styles, flexibilities, and sizes of pain-relieving arch supports. With 26 bones, 30 joints, and over 100 muscles, tendons, and ligaments in each foot, a lot can go painfully wrong. So there's a trained arch support specialist at each Good Feet store to give you a precision fit. Come in for a free fitting and test walk. No appointment necessary. Good Feet arch supports are HSA, FSA eligible.
The Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, Vacaville. Online at goodfeet.com.
Carmichael Dave. He has very good sources, and he just kind of tells it as it is and gets to the point.
Jason Ross.
He has a lot of pretty smart things to say.
He's good at what he does.
On Sacktown Sports.
Dreaming in the last segment of a Kings championship from the 916. Do you think these guys... do you think those guys, meaning from the 2002 team, should come talk to this current team to let them know how important this is to them in the city? I would say this. Well, they already have. We know that Vlade was the GM for at least Harrison and De'Aaron and probably another one or two I'm forgetting. And then, Doug's an assistant. I guarantee you that's been First off, they know.
They had Bobby Jackson.
They had Bobby. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yep, you're right. So they know, Jason, they have an idea.
Absolutely. They're very well aware. And they've, De'Aaron even referenced before, like, look, when the Kings had the long playoff drought, he's like, hey, I wasn't here for all of that. Like, I'm here for some of it. But they're very well aware of what the talking points are about the team.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, it's a weird thing of, do you want to put extra pressure on somebody or do you want to just let them go?
Yeah, I guess it's one of those things where it's like, I don't think they were like, well, we didn't want to win a championship before, but man, I saw that game 6. Now but bulletin board material is always fun. And that's something, you know what? I mean, honestly, that's something where if the Kings were in the finals and they were facing a clinching game at home, maybe even on the road or whatever, and all of a sudden, Chris Webber walks into that room, big long gray beard, says, "Hey guys, let me talk to you about XYZ PDQ," and maybe that's just one of those like pregame speeches or whatever after a practice that really gets that I could see that, Jason.
Sure, absolutely. Why not have that benefit of what someone who's lived it, what it's meant, why they're hurt, if that could be a motivator, sure.
Mm-hmm. But no motivation needed for the Celtics and Mavs. They begin their series tomorrow. Jason, you asked a question on here that I've been thinking about since about 4 a.m. What finals does this remind you of? And I'm trying to think because, I mean, Boston's Boston. So Boston's the best team in the league and regular season. They're the presumptive favorite to win the whole thing and have been since day one. So, you can insert that into any old Chicago Bulls, LA Lakers, San Antonio, champions over the years. I'm having a real hard time, though, with Dallas, who may have the two best players or two of the best, certainly two of the top 4, maybe two of the top 3 in this series. But the depth points go to Boston. So I'm thinking, well, is Boston the Shaq and Kobe Lakers, and is this the Detroit Pistons Chauncey Billups team in 2003, I think it was? No, I don't think so, because the thing about that Chauncey Billups team is there wasn't a Luka or even a Kyrie. It was Chauncey Billups and Ben Wallace. No disrespect to them, but we're not talking about, these crazy first ballot Hall of Famer filled teams. I even went, okay, well, what about the easy route? Could this be like Dirk Nowitzki?
Yeah.
Versus Miami. That's the closest that's jumped out to me. The only difference is who was Dirk's Kyrie?
Well, they still had Jason Kidd.
They had Kidd,
Sean
yeah.
Marion. They had Tyson Chandler. It was, it was a good team, but I don't know that. Yeah, I mean, I think that was the year after the decision, so it was kind of the Heatles. I mean, how many titles are they going to win? And that was their first run at it, and they lost. So, I think that's an interesting comp.
Yeah.
I think. I'm trying to think of it too, like from the Kings' perspective, where we've asked this question this week, like based on the Kings not taking Luka. Are there any similarities to, because like last year I felt like Kings fans wanted Michael Malone to win. I didn't look at that as like, oh man, he could have been here and helped them win a championship. I was like, no, I like the guy. He didn't, it didn't work out here for reasons the Kings screwed up, but I found myself rooting for him. I don't know if it is a comp to the first time the Warriors went and played the Cavs, where it was like, oh, this is a team down the way. They've now moved ahead of us. Maybe there's more jealousy and envy because I feel like that's why Kings fans wouldn't want Dallas to win. So I don't know. I don't know that there's quite the similar comparison with what we've got this year.
When you look at the, so like I'm looking here right now. So I'm looking at this Dallas team, Jason, that won the title, 2010, 2011.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to do the math here. Why am I off? It says Steve Novak was on this team.
Okay.
Was born June 13th, 1983. So that would make him what? 83, 93,
41.
Huh?
41.
No, but back then he was 28. 28, I guess. I'm trying to look for like who the God, it's so weird. Steve Novak was 28 years old in 2010 and he was born in 1983. And by the way, Dirk Nowitzki was born in 1978, Jason. How old do we feel right now?
Right.
I don't like that call. Not a very good call.
Not a very good call.
But you had you had Jason Terry, Dirk Nowitzki, Sean Marion, Jason Kidd, Tyson Chandler, Caron Butler, Corey Brewer, JJ Barea. You know who I'm missing on that team, though? You know who else is on that team got a ring? Peja Stojakovic.
Oh, that's right.
Peja was on that. By the way, Peja born in 1977. So yeah, Peja got his ring. That is an interesting comp, and I don't know. Interesting for Jason Kidd. He's got to be. I saw the stat the other day. I can't remember it exactly, but he's going to go into a small group of coaches if the Mavs were to win the title that won both as a player and a coach with the same team.
Yeah.
But you're right.
Legend.
Yeah, absolutely. But you're right. That was the Heatles. There's no way LeBron and Wade and Bosh are going to win or lose to this team, and Oakland caught him, man.
Do you find yourself, Dave, as a longtime fan of basketball, like your memories of the finals are more concrete in your head from the maybe 80s and 90s compared to the last 15 years?
Yes.
Even though there's been great moments.
Yes. I don't have – it's so hard to understand why, Jason, but it's the same thing in baseball. I can tell you right now, if you asked me to name players on the 1987 or 89 San Francisco Giants, NL West, and then 89 National League pennant winning teams, I could go through pretty much the entire roster, and I could give you. Well, actually, you know what? Let me see here. So you had Brenly or Melvin at catcher. Let's put Mike Krukow or Billy Swift or Dave Gervecki or Don Robinson or Rick Russell on the mound, Scotty Garrelts closing, or Rod Beck. Let's go, obviously, Will Clark at first, Robbie Thompson at second, Jose Uribe at short, Chris Brown or Kevin Mitchell. Well, Kevin actually moved to the outfield. Never mind. He was with the Mets at third. At third base, you want to go what? Brett Butler in center, Kevin in left. And then Jeff Leonard, or Leonard was before you have Roger Craig managing. Now, I'm not entirely sure I could do the same thing for the Giants World Series teams. I get close, but I think
over the last 15 years.
Right. I could name more players off the and it's the same. You're exactly right. Like, I can sit here with the Celtics, Jason, and I can go, okay, so you had Danny Ainge at the point, Dennis Johnson at shooting guard. You had Larry Bird, obviously, Robert Parrish, Kevin McHale, Jerry Seasting, Greg Kite, Casey Jones is the coach. We could do the same thing. I guarantee you could do it with the Lakers. Why is it that the case, yet it gets fuzzy in the 2011 NBA Finals?
It's bizarre, isn't that? I mean, those other things just become ingrained. And, like, again, I don't know that the finals were better back then.
Yeah.
It's just more of formative years, maybe. And at that time, we really had a lot of the same Celtics-Sixers rivalry, Lakers, Celtics and or Sixers rivalries, and those kind of dominated the majority of the 80s. Then you start to get into Jordan's group. And, but I mean, maybe it's the same for kids that were our age then in the last few, can remember all these Warriors-Cavs matchups over those 4 and 5 years or whatever it was.
I think I honestly think that the memory, there's probably some neurological expert that could come on and explain it, because I'll bet you it's more than just us. I think there's something about like what you remember between ages like 8 and 18 compared to when you get older, even though it's not that our memory gets different. It's that I feel like there's these permanent imprints in your brain, and you only have so much that you can fill that with. And there's just things that like, we've talked about this before. Like, I remember my student ID number, commercials, my parents, my home phone number when I was, 6 years old, the home address, stuff like that. That there's some part of the brain that locks into. And then it's like, oh, Jace, remember that conversation we had Thursday about the guy? No. What?
Yeah, that guy who?
Yeah,
Thursday.
Right. It just never imprinted. But the funny thing is that there's some 12-year-old kid out there right now, and this is going to be his 1989 Giants A's World Series.
Yeah, it is. I mean, that's just the way this works, I guess.
This whole segment was weirdly about getting old, wasn't it?
Yes.
We'll take a quick break.
You're welcome.
When we come back, we're almost at 9 a.m. We'll get to Who's Hot, Who's Not, a very special, perhaps, Let's Go Streaking. Could Jason, I purposely haven't looked, could Jason Ross and Freddie Freeman tie the all-time show hit streak? And how about the fifth caller right now at 1-800-920-1140? Put summer into full throttle with Sacktown Sports. We've got Toyota Save Mart 350 NASCAR Cup Series tickets as Wine Country becomes the ultimate racing destination. Once again, Toyota Save Mart 350. Caller number 5 at 1-800-920-1140. You can pull up Sunday. That's this Sunday, June 9th. More info, sacktownsports.com. We'll look for the fifth caller right now. We'll be back with Who's Hot, Who's Not, and Streaking next.
The only place you'll find Kevin Herter is Sacktown Sports.
Herter's open, steps into 3. He's got the triple. Hey, Sacramento, it's Kevin Herter, and you're listening to the home of the Sacramento Kings, Sacktown Sports.
Your local sports leader.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Being young with unlimited energy to burn. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think you could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
All guys lose their edge when they turn 40. The body has less testosterone. That's why I take Nugenix Total T.
I've heard about Nugenix. That really works?
Since I started taking Nugenix, I'm lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. I feel more energized at work. It's even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try?
Yep, send a text. It's that easy.
Text REP to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. It's the #1 selling testosterone boosting brand at GNC and Walmart. Do it now and they'll also send you a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, their newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text REP to 42424. That's REP to 42424.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
We all have some things from the past that we might regret, or better yet, might like to get rid of. I'm talking about that mistake you made years ago that still may be haunting you. How great would it be if that could be expunged and gone? Poof! Just like that. But where do you go for something like that? Try the Gonzalez Law Offices. Jonathan Gonzalez is right here in downtown Sacramento, and he's here for you. Maybe you need someone for wrongful termination. Again, the Gonzalez Law Offices. Go to saclegaldefense.com or call them at 916-304-9187.
I remember as if it were yesterday. I reached down to move a nightstand and was astonished at the weight of the piece. Hi, this is Frank LaRosa with a word about Naturewood Home Furnishings. At that moment, I instantly recognized the difference between Naturewood's quality furniture that will last a lifetime versus lesser quality furniture found elsewhere. Now, I suppose there's a huge difference in what you'd put in your first apartment and what you would live with in the comfort of your own home. Right now, Naturewood Home Furnishings Made in USA sale is a great time to fill your home with solid, superior quality furniture to reflect your own love for life. With brands like Sam Moore, Stanton, Stickley, Hilltop Hickory, Simply Amish, and many more, Naturewood Home Furnishings has tables, chairs, couches, and, yes, nightstands, and more at their Made in USA sale. Find furniture that will be with you forever. Naturewood Home Furnishings, off Highway 50 at Hazel. Look for the water wheel.
Sacramento, Dirk Bentley is coming to town.
Hey, y'all, this is Dirk Bentley.
Saturday, September 28th at Hart Health Park at Cal Expo for Country in the Park 2. And he's bringing some friends.
This is Bob. Take my hand, let me make you mine.
Paige Dasha, Kelsey Hart, and more. Saturday, September 28th at Hart Health Park at Cal Expo. Get your tickets before they sell out at CITPFest.com. Brought to you by Coors Light.
If you're in the market for a new or used car right now, or if you just want to go see like what new technology's in the new cars nowadays, stop by and see my friends at Elk Grove Kia and the Elk Grove Auto Mall before you go anywhere else. As soon as you step onto the lot, you're going to feel like family. You're going to know why they have so many 5-star reviews at Elk Grove Kia and why they're the #1 Sacramento Kia dealer. Like, I love this 5-star review right here. Quote, I could not be happier. My husband surprised me with my new Telluride. I love it. The staff is friendly, kind, and conscious. Took their time to find the perfect car. Thank you guys for the hard work. Great job. I love my new Telly. There you go. That's just another satisfied customer at Elk Grove Kia. So in addition to all the 5-star reviews, the finance team at Elk Grove Kia has over 100 years combined experience. You know what that means? Financing for everyone. And we know going to the car dealership can be overwhelming, but come experience Elk Grove Kia. They go above and beyond to make sure this is an automotive adventure for you. Check out what's on special and what's on the lot today at elkgrovekia.com, or better yet, come see everything in person at Elk Grove Kia in the Elk Grove Auto Mall.
What's hot and what's not. Brought to you by American Energy Heat and Air, making the uncomfortable comfortable. Head to AmericanEnergyAir.com to find out more.
What's hot?
Yeah, hot. Real hot. And what's not?
It's not good.
Brought to you by American Energy Heating and Air, Sacramento's complete heating and cooling company, and second opinion partner.
Hey, I don't know who, but I can tell you what's hot before Chris. Outside. Yeah, just went out, and my God, it is just gross out there already.
To be fair, our parking lot is a
what do you call it? Like a magnifying glass?
Yes.
Like we're ants?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I looked at my phone. I'm like, God, it must already be in the mid 90s. It says it's 80.
It's 80. Yeah.
I'm telling you, dude, it ain't 80 in the parking lot. It is not 80 in the, because again, we have this like reflective building, and then the black top, and then like
and the lava.
Yeah, and I think we're actually closer to the sun. By the way, that's something I never understood. So like, if we wanted to get away from the heat right now, we'd like go to Tahoe, but Tahoe's closer to the sun. So like, why isn't it hotter in Tahoe? I know there's a reason.
I have also thought that.
Right, but like, doesn't that make sense? Like, the closer to the sun you get, shouldn't you be hotter?
I mean, compared to millions of miles away, it's not like you're that much closer.
I got it. I'm just saying, if I've got a big fire going in my fireplace, and I'm in my bedroom, I can't feel that fireplace. But if I'm standing, if my face is next to it, it's burning off. Like Death Valley should be the coldest place in the world, right?
It's the lowest,
right? Science is stupid. Also, real quick, another who's hot on a personal level for the show. I want to shout out our guy Ryan, who's always giving us engineering tips in the chat. Loyal, longtime listener. Star Wars The Acolyte is now released to the world, and he tweeted, "I'm so proud to be a part of the Skywalker sound team that brought it to life. I really hope audiences enjoy it for years to come. My role is the dialogue editor alongside the amazing Angela Ang. Darkness Rises today." And he's worked on he worked on the Obi-Wan series as well, and a few other things. There's 2 episodes that released on Disney Channel yesterday. Family and I gathered around about 8 p.m., watched episode 1. I gotta tell you, man, what a piece of garbage.
But the sound, I bet, was
sound
incredible.
was great. No, I'm just kidding. It was. We've watched. Watched 1 episode. I don't want to give anything away, but in the first 30 seconds, you see Carrie Ann Moss, the main female character in The Matrix, and she's a Jedi. You're like, oh, I know who this is. And oh my God, she's in a lightsaber. She's in a fight, and she's kicking. Oh, she's dead. What?
They Drew Barrymore her, huh?
Yeah, that scream. First freaking 5 minutes of the show, Carrie Ann Moss. I guess that's kind of a spoiler, isn't it?
Major spoiler.
Well, is it a spoiler if it happens in the first, Sixth Sense? That's a spoiler. Is it a spoiler if it happens in the first 5 minutes?
Yes.
It is.
If it's if it's someone dying.
Oh. What did you say, Jason?
What happened in Sixth Sense?
Yeah. All right, never mind. I was joking about that. It didn't happen. Chris, who's hot?
I watched the show yesterday, Clipped. That was very good.
I've heard things about Clipped. People are enjoying the casting.
Oh, the casting is wild. But dude, it's on Hulu. What are you expecting?
Right. I know. What was the budget? Hey, Jason just took massive. Jason is a Hulu stan.
That's my middle name, Hulu.
Who's hot?
Who's hot?
Frankie Montas. Yesterday against the Reds.
Yeah, former A.
He went 7 innings, allowed only 1 hit, 2 walks, and 9 strikeouts. He is the first visiting pitcher ever to throw at least 7 innings of shutout innings with 9+ strikeouts and no more than 1 hit allowed at Coors Field.
First guy to do that.
First.
Only guy to do that. Former A.
Ding. First.
Have we ever put together a roster? Have we actually done that exercise? I feel like we've come close to it, but
I think we've done it not as an official.
Let's do this officially since we're in the summertime now. Let's put together a roster of former athletics and current athletics and see if we could, and then let's discuss whether or not that team would compete for a World Series. I think they would.
Oh, yeah.
Actually. And Bob Melvin counts. Who is not hot, Chris Rely?
NBA on TNT. We heard earlier that the NBA is nearing an 11-year, $76 billion media deal. It's going to include $2.76 billion a year from ESPN, $2.5 billion a year from NBC, and $1.8 billion a year from Amazon. That means TNT is out.
After next year.
You know who else is hot is the bank accounts of all these NBA players soon. They're already super rich, but
they're beginning to be players getting $100 million a year.
Yeah. What did I read? At the rate it's going right now with the projections, I think the next expected salary cap bump will put the max value for a year contract somewhere in the low 80s for a year, 83 million someone is going to be making. Victor Wembanyama is going to make $100 million in a year.
And the great thing with all this money coming into the NBA, I'm sure that ticket prices will go down because they won't need them as much.
Well, I would imagine, though, and I would say that beer and concession prices will come down too.
Absolutely.
Well, I know this is all going to rest well with Chris, Jason, because if there's one thing Chris believes in, it's an open market and making as much money as you can.
No, what I'm going to laugh is when you're right, Dave, Wembanyama's going to get $100 million, or whatever, and then someone like Steph or LeBron, I came in at the wrong time. And you're like, okay, relax, 60 millionaire, 80 millionaire,
Wembanyama's going to get traded or signed with the Warriors his 5th year or something. He's going to be the first $100 million man, and they're going to have this think piece in ESPN the magazine or whatever about how he can only afford a 2-bedroom condo in San Francisco.
Right.
With
roommates.
Yeah, he's rooming with Brock Purdy.
Yeah.
Who's making $80 million a year by then as well. All right. No more haberdashery, no more tomfoolery, no more ballyhoo. It's streaking time.
It's time to go streaking.
We're going streaking! Yeah! Who is the Nostradamus of MLB?
We'll take a break. When we come back, not a snack, a meal for Goso on the train, talking Christian McCaffrey and the Niners on his way down to camp. We'll do that next.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sacktown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sacktown Sports app.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets with nowhere to go. I didn't think I'd survive. But I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year. For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there.
Covenant House helped me break the cycle of homelessness in my family. They gave me the love that I needed.
Over 2,000 young people will sleep safely in a Covenant House bed tonight. When youth who are experiencing homelessness have a hot meal, a safe place to sleep, medical care, and love, they can overcome heartbreaking challenges and have a brighter future.
They just really genuinely just wanted to help me succeed, and I'm succeeding. I'm a speaker, I'm an author. Covenant House really helped me and really helped mold me into the woman I am today.
If you or someone you love is asking for help, go to safeplacetosleep.org today.
Brooks and Dunn Reboot 2024 Tour.
I'll play something country.
The best-selling duo of all time. Live with David Lee Murphy.
It might be a little dust on the vine.
Saturday, June 8th, Toyota Amphitheater.
Turn around, go to town, scoot, boogie.
On sale now at livenation.com. Brooks and Dunn Live, part of the Hard Rock Sacramento Concert Series.
At the Good Feet store, we take pain very seriously. Whether in the foot, knee, hip, or back, Good Feet makes over 300 styles, flexibilities, and sizes of pain-relieving arch supports. With 26 bones, 30 joints, and over 100 muscles, tendons, and ligaments in each foot, a lot can go painfully wrong. So there's a trained arch support specialist at each Good Feet store to give you a precision fit. Come in for a free fitting and test walk. No appointment necessary. Good Feet arch supports are HSA, FSA eligible.
The Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, Vacaville. Online at goodfeet.com.
At Ashton & Price, we get injury victims to yes. Experience, yes. Ashton & Price has been around for over 25 years. No more insurance companies? Yes. Our clients focus on getting better, and we handle all the rest. Results? Yes. We've collected over $100 million for injury victims. No fee until we win? Yes. Our clients pay nothing until we win. Ashton & Price, the best at getting to yes. Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
Keep your family cool and comfortable this summer with Bell Brothers' best summer ever financing event. When you replace your AC system, we're offering 0 payments, 0 interest for 6 months on approved credit, then low fixed rate thereafter. That's right, 0 payments, 0 interest for 6 months on any new AC system. It's an incredible offer on an incredible new AC system, but only for a limited time. This offer is also available on any plumbing, water heater, or insulation projects over $1,000. So call Bell Brothers now. Your family will thank you because they'll be cool and comfortable. But you have to hurry. Our offer for 0 payment, 0 interest for 6 months, then low fixed rate thereafter ends soon. Estimates and second opinions are free. So call now to keep your family cool and comfortable during Bell Brothers' best summer ever event. Our number is 916-444-1234 or find us online at theNoSurpriseGuys.com. That's theNoSurpriseGuys.com.
The No Surprise Guys, Bell Brothers.
Father's Day at Hagen Oaks is sure to bring a smile to the men in your life. From shoes to shirts, from golf balls to golf bags, and from drivers to divot repair tools, Hagen Oaks has all this and so much more, including gift certificates for the father who has it all. Let Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop be your one-stop for all your Father's Day needs. You'll even find the wildly popular Golf and Guitars concert tickets on sale. It's the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop, Fulton Avenue at Cap City Freeway, or hagenoaks.com.
KHTKAM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, your flagship station for the Beam Team.
Should we light the beam? Light the beam, baby.
Sacktown Sports. The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone. And then
boom, with Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sacktown Sports.
Styles Watkins will join us here in a few. We'll recap the A's being the A's in the next segment, along with This Days in Sports. This Days in Sports. Good English, Dave.
That's it.
That's Jason Ross. I'm Carmichael Dave, taking you all the way till 10 a.m. as we are officially in the second half of the week. Jason, how do you feel?
I feel like we did it. I feel heroic. I feel proud. I feel like we can now make it to the other side.
Well, Christian McCaffrey is going to make it to the other side of his prime, it looks like. What a segue with his new contract with the San Francisco 49ers. You know who's out there avoiding the heat? He's not
the impact of a meal.
He's not a snack. He is a meal, and he is, I believe, on the train right now as the Niner fans are on the championship or bus train. The one, the only, Emil Fragoso. Good morning, Emil.
Good morning, guys. How y'all doing today?
I'm good. Jason, how are you?
How's the train, Emil? How's that going?
Good question.
The train is good. We just passed Oakland, or we just passed Hayward, I believe. We're on the way to Fremont and then Santa Clara, Great America, where I got from my stop.
So I believe you're on the Amtrak, right?
Yes, sir, I am.
I've not ridden Amtrak in so long. Like, first off, let's set the scene. Are there people around you right now that you're worried are going to think you're that guy talking loudly on the phone?
Actually, no. I moved into the cafe car because I was thinking the quiet car where everyone's sleeping in the morning. And so there's no one around me right now. We can talk unencumbered.
Cafe car. That was my second question, of course. So I assume there are offerings in the cafe car. What are we talking, like coffee, tea, hot chocolate, sodas, packaged sandwiches, various candies and chips?
Oh, yeah, they got the works here. They got the works, for a longer day. If you're feeling a little spicy later on in the day, they got different options, too. You never know.
All right, last question I have, and then I'll turn it over to Jason for the Niners stuff. If you wanted to eat breakfast and you were hungry right now, and don't worry about budget, give me the best meal you could put together and give me an approximate price if you have them. We're used to you sitting in front of a menu, Emil, so I'm asking you, what would be the best breakfast, in your opinion, you could put together on that train right now?
I'd have to go with a nice Jimmy Dean sausage egg sandwich, and with a nice coffee as well, too, and maybe an oatmeal as well, too. That sounds good, too.
Ooh, an oatmeal, Jason. You can get oatmeal on the train?
How about that? So do you eat on the way down there, Emil, or on the way back, or neither on the train?
I do both. I typically do both. Again, it's hard to find time, depending on when I get off the train, if there's delays or if practice is a little bit earlier, I got to hit my time. So whenever I find the free time to eat, I do eat. That's life of journalist. You know how it goes.
Do you take the receipts and charge the station for your food, since technically it's a work expense?
Well, I don't get myself in trouble, but yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Good, man. That's exactly what you should do. Well, if you're Christian McCaffrey, you wouldn't care about the prices. You just order whatever the hell you want and charge it to your bank account. $19 million a year. Look, we're all fans of Christian McCaffrey. We all love the fact that he's been extended. We all love the fact that he's going to what I think is age 31 year. There's no downside. He's been phenomenal. But with all the running back issues in the NFL, did the 49ers overpay for Christian McCaffrey?
Yes, they did. I don't know if they did to a degree. They did in terms of when the money is staggered out. Right now, they save money on the cap, but later on, they will have to pay the $25 million more of a team option to a degree. Later on at $25 million. Right now, they lowered the cap by $7.4 million with just this year. And hold on one second, guys.
Oh, you hear that talking in the background, Jason?
Yeah.
There's something going on there.
Do we have a situation?
We might have a situation on the Amtrak with Emil.
Do we have a runaway train?
Something is going. Okay, that would be good radio, but I hope that doesn't happen. Let me just be clear about that. No, we don't want that to happen. But I'm wondering, is Emil relocating right now? I think he is. Did we lose it? Oh, I think he's on mute.
Oh, he put us completely on mute.
My God.
He's being talked to.
Yes. Is he being admonished for talking too much in the dining cart?
Do not give away the Jimmy Dean sausage value.
Sorry, guys. I'm back.
Emil, take us through the last 30 seconds of your life. What just happened, and are you okay?
Yeah, no, I'm just walking to another car because they've asked me to move to another car right now because, I'm just talking. I guess I'm making a little too much noise right now, so I'm moving on to the car. So, you
got booted?
Part of the deal.
You got booted out of the dining car?
I did. I got booted by the Amtrak out of the dining car. I did. So I was getting, while you guys were asking the question, I was getting scolded by the lady for not buying something. So I moved off to another car.
Well, hold on now. Wait a minute. Am I to infer that if you bought something, you'd be able to stay and talk in the dining car?
Correct, yes.
Emil, do me a favor. Text me your Venmo, dude. I'm buying you breakfast right now. This is dumb. Go back in there. Well, if you do what you want. But I'm saying if you want, you can go back in there, buy whatever the hell you want. It's on me, and you can just tell the lady to stick it.
No, it's okay. We figure it out. I moved on. I will go back up there and apologize to them for my scolding tone.
What do you apologize for? What are you apologizing for, talking in the dining car?
Look, they're just trying to do their job.
Okay.
You're supposed to be eating in the dining car. I wasn't eating in the dining car.
All right.
She was doing it. She called security actually to come escort me out of the dining car.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Oh, give me. It sounds like
now I'm in
that.
the car.
Wow, that's a look. I'm all for people doing their jobs. That's a little over the top, Emil. Your thoughts?
I would also agree. I literally was mouthing her while I was listening to your question that I am going to buy something as soon as I get off this phone call, and she didn't seem that to be reasonable. So
okay, all right, Jason, back
and
to you.
also, I think demand to drive the train for maybe the next half hour. I've got demands, and it's a significant set of skills. Emil, why now? Why did they feel like they had to do? I mean, he was already signed, so why was this just kind of appreciation, security for him, and security for their future with Christian McCaffrey? Why the timing of this, I guess?
yeah, it's a little bit of both. Obviously, there was a little bit of perplexing as to why McCaffrey, didn't show up at OTAs. He's been a big stickler of I got to be at everything. I got to be here all the time. Be with the team. Even on off days, he's working out. It's just about security for him, right? Again, as a running back, that's his technical position. He is a running back. He has to play other roles, but because of that, he has to help the other running backs in the other markets get his value. And because of that, he needed not only security long term because there was no guaranteed money left on his remaining 2-year deal, but it was also a reassurance to the Niners that, hey, I'm giving you my heart and soul here. I want to get the financial incentive right now so that I can make sure that I can give you my all, because he's been the healthiest he's been in since his entire career, going back to Carolina because of injuries. And here we are now going into year 3 with the Niners, 2.5, I guess, he came at the trade deadline, where he's thinking to himself, this is my last chance to really get a big payday. I'm 27 years old, going to be now 31 when this contract ends, and I have to get some financial incentive. On top of that, he's planning a wedding on top of that. So there's other life things playing into it. But on the football side of it, it's more so I need to get some security. And he got that. And not only that, he is still retained the status of the highest paid running back in the NFL.
Emil Fregoso, Sacktown Sports Niner insider, on his way out to day 2 of camp. Take us through the what one reporter referred to as the Hunger Games competition shaping up between Brandon Ayuk, your guy from Arizona State, and Deebo Samuel. Is it as simple as saying, barring some sort of big change here, it's perform or bust, and only one of those guys is going to be on the roster the year after next?
Yes, I did see that tweet as well, Dave. I know exactly what you're referring to in terms of the Hunger Games of the Niners. And speaking with Deebo yesterday, he was brought up to the podium yesterday. He was a bit sheepish on certain conversations, and he's actually been advising Brandon Ayuk through this contract extension. Obviously, Deebo went through it 2 years ago, and even went to so far as to demand to trade away from the 49ers at that time. So it's a bit different right now for Brandon Ayuk, but Hunger Games is a little bit aggressive. Is it going to be survival of the fittest? Maybe so, but I do think the Niners would prefer it to be Brandon Ayuk long-term because of the age and injury history. However, if Deebo does have a bounce-back year this year, and similar to what he did in 2021, things could change. You just never really know with this team, and John Lynch is looking at the now and the future, and could that include Ayuk or Deebo? Sure, but I think they prefer it to be Ayuk over Deebo even right now.
And knowing, Emil, that there's still a huge payday coming for Brock Purdy, too. Like, how are they going to be able to do all of this, or are they going to be able to do all of this?
Well, some guys will have to be let go. We've already started seeing that this offseason with the Eric Armstead being released, being offered in my opinion, a low ball offer. And he did get his money thankfully from Jacksonville to Trent Wilkie, the former GM of the 49ers. He did get that 3 years ago. But changes have to come, and that could come in the form of Deebo Samuel. That could come in the form of George Kittle. That could come in the form of Cotton Stewart going into his latter stage of his 30s. Again, this current core only really had a 4-year window going back from 2020 to now 2024. We're only at 2024, 2025. And this Niner team, yes, they are still in the championship window, but they have to look towards the future. They have to look towards how can we have sustained success over the next half of this decade. And in order to do that, they have to keep their quarterback here, which is Brock Purdy. They made that very clear. Brock Purdy will be their quarterback moving forward, barring any injury or anything like that. But what does that mean for the rest of the guys? They have to fill offensive players around him, but they also have to get younger. And you've already seen that this year with the drafting of Ricky Pearsall in the first round.
So I was going to ask you about Ricky Pearsall. Ricky Pearsall seems like it's an easy mark here, but seems like either Deebo Samuel or more likely Brandon Ayuk replacement. Now, I hear you, and I don't doubt you that it seems like they prefer to keep Ayuk. Counterpoint, though, we were looking at Justin Jefferson's contract yesterday, and we were looking at the numbers between Ayuk and Jefferson. Obviously, Jefferson's are better, but when you start breaking down what Ayuk is doing per reception, what Jefferson's doing per reception, Jefferson's getting far more targets, far more chances, and if you extrapolate that, yards and touchdowns, Ayuk and Jefferson are not – Jefferson's still better, but barely better. It makes you wonder, as much as they'd prefer it to be Ayuk, do you think in the end Ayuk's going to price himself out of the Niners range? Pearsall replaces him, and then they look at Deebo almost as a really good consolation prize that might be more economical.
Yes, and potentially they might do that. This wide receiver market has been all over the place this year. I mean, Amon-Ra St. Brown got 4 for 120. Justin Jefferson broke the bank and got a field similar to Nick Bosa, it seems. I would say it's more so going to go towards the Amon-Ra St. Brown sort of deal. And it could be actually less years, too, potentially a 3-year, maybe $90 million deal. I think the idea of $27 to $30 million annually for Brandon Ayuk makes a lot of sense for the Niners because that's just kind of what the going rate is for these star wide receivers. I mean, Brandon Ayuk is 26 years old. He's one of the best route runners in the NFL. He's a homegrown player. He's a very willing blocker. People forget that the blocking is really what matters for this team and for the wide receivers on the outside. And to put all your faith in one basket of Ricky Pearsall can just replace Brandon Ayuk. Yeah, they both went to ASU. He's the same kind of guy. I don't know if they can do that because Brandon Ayuk is such a unique football player and a guy that they really, really appreciate. So it will come down to, will Brandon Ayuk take their best offer or will he walk? Will he play on the 5th-year option and go see what his value is after this season? But then again, we all know how that can go if one injury changes everything.
Hey, Jason, somebody brought up that when Emil was getting harassed by the Amtrak worker for not purchasing anything in the diner car, that if he was traveling down to training camp with one of our interns, Goso Jenkins, he could have said to the person that he was simply buying a meal for Goso.
Yes.
Yep.
Our intern Goso
Jenkins, the intern.
Yes.
Emil Fergoso, because his name's Emil Fergoso.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Emil Fergoso, our Sacktown Sports 49er insider, going into day 2 of training camp. We appreciate your insight. Go. I say don't buy anything now. I say screw that. You're being bullied into buying food, and I don't appreciate that. But do what you want, and we'll expect a full report from you next week on how the date turned out.
Yeah, I'll let you know tomorrow when I'm back in office for sure.
Okay, very good. Thank you, dear. Have a great trip. Be safe.
Thanks. Thanks, guys.
Bye-bye. Emil Fergoso. Yeah. When we come back, what the hell do the A's want to do? What do they? Is John Fishering again? Well, you guessed it, probably just a 1 minute. Hey, Russell says I always steal chat jokes without giving credit. I literally said, someone in the chat said, I gave credit, you dingle. Irrigate your ears. We'll be right back after this.
What's the missing piece for the 49ers?
Which names will they add during free agency? Whether it's in season or off season, the coverage never stops. Get the latest 49ers news on Sacktown Sports at sacktownsports.com.
My son loves to fly kites, but my active psoriatic arthritis can sometimes hold me back. Now with Skyrizi to treat my skin and joints, I'm ready to go. Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults, helps with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue. For those who also have plaque psoriasis, 90% clearer skin is possible with just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
With Skyrizi, there's nothing like clearer skin and better movement, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi today and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZZY to learn more.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
Call or text at 916-339-1140
on Sacktown Sports.
I hope that the Oakland Athletics are able to somehow resolve their issues with Oakland last minute and stay in Oakland forever. If that won't happen, if that can't happen, if it's impossible for it to happen, then I hope the Oakland Athletics come to Sacramento and stay here permanently and become the Sacramento A's. But I can tell you right now that I have a better chance of buying the A's myself than John Fisher does at pulling either of those things off. And the idea of the A's going to Las Vegas, we have been telling you from the jump. People are assuming that that's going to happen. And it's really, Jason, starting to remind me of post-Orlando, Gavin and George and Joe Maloof and the deal in principle with KJ and Sacramento and David Stern, and you knew something was off, and there was all these things that weren't explainable. And then eventually the first step of the process, the first step where checks started getting written was the pre-construction fees or whatever. I don't remember exactly what it was, but I want to say it was like $1-3 million. It was, again, in the big scheme of things, not a lot of money. And then George had that giant press conference to talk about how all bets were off. There was never a deal. This seems like that is the road it's going down. John Fisher is inept as a businessman. He is inept as a public relations. His PR is inept, though I really kind of shy away from blaming his PR people. As somebody who works now on the side with a sports owner, I can tell you ultimately I can advise him on things, but it's ultimately his call, and you got to back the play. And thank God I work with somebody who's not a complete weirdo. So I imagine that John Fisher's PR team may, in fact, actually be incredibly competent. They just are constantly rolling their eyes and crying real tears while they cash their checks because they're being led by somebody who is an absolute PR nightmare. Yet, for some reason, we believe that John Fisher teaming up with Vivek Ranadive in a minor league ballpark that's 25 years old with a team that is at best quadruple A is going to somehow come to Sacramento, and it's going to be kumbaya and payroll and hand-holding and a spectacle as we watch Aaron Judge launch bombs a few times a year. And I'm not saying that won't happen, Jason, but I'm saying, there's the old saying, when somebody, I'm going to screw it up, but it's, when somebody tells you who they are the first time, believe them, something like that. I think it was Maya Angelou, and she was obviously talking about much deeper topics, but we know who John Fisher is, and he's not great, to say the least. And now he's screwing up Vegas like he screws everything else up. I don't know how they're dealing with it, Jason.
And before there's even a shovel in the ground, the thought that they're going to come out and publicly now know that there's a desire to play as many as 8 games a year away from home. I don't know that there's quite the analogy, but Jacksonville, Dave, in the NFL has kind of become the team that always plays at least a game or 2 now overseas. Okay, that's different than when Jacksonville came to an existence before it even happened, saying, hey, we're going to play a game a year or 2 in Germany, in London, in different places. What are you signing up for? So this team hasn't even gotten to Las Vegas yet. The stadium's not officially all signed, sealed, and delivered. And now it's being known publicly that you already have a desire to play a minimum of 8 games somewhere else. It's just a bad look. It's bad business. It's all of that. And not surprising, though. I mean, that's probably the saddest part about it, is it's not surprising at all.
That's the thing. It's not surprising. It's clockwork. It's what you'd expect out of a Fisher-run operation. The Oakland A's are requesting to play up to 8 home games a season. That's 8 out of 81. That's 10% for those of you who can do math. Okay, technically like 9.9. And they're trying to do that out of Vegas, away from the $1.5 billion proposed ballpark, which will be $2 billion when it's all said and done, if they even make it, build it. That would undercut financial projections by, I don't know, about 10%. That was presented last year when the team sought $380 million in public financing. Now, here's how stupid the A's are. Let me just really underline how stupid the A's are. They're trying to pitch the idea that when the A's are gone for those 10 games, that they can backfill that money by bringing shows to the ballpark and putting them on. Seems fair, seems reasonable. Here's why they're stupid. Because if they bring the act to the ballpark in Vegas, they're taking the act away from other venues in Vegas that would normally have that there anyways, and Vegas would be reaping the benefits of that tourism, attendance, parking, ticket fees, and everything that goes with that they get a piece of. The A's biggest selling point to Vegas is that they are bringing events 81 times a year that don't currently exist in Las Vegas on a major league level. That math doesn't jive when that event is playing 8 games a year in Europe or Mexico. They're already acting like the Jacksonville Jaguars, and not only is the ink not dry on the $380 million check, the check hasn't been written yet. So it gets to the point now, Jason, like anybody, and I'm not making light of this, but we've all had friends that have gone through, whether it's a terrible relationship or they keep screwing up because they've got some sort of issue outside of work, and you're there for them and you want to support them. But at some point you look at the friend going back to that relationship that's toxic. At some point you look at your friend and you go, I can't be here for you anymore. Now it's kind of on you for voluntarily going into this situation, going back to it. And I feel like Las Vegas and their politicians at this point, we'll have Steve Cofield, the afternoon host for the ESPN affiliate down there, our good friend. We'll have him on later this week. And I think they're at this tipping point, if not already gone over, Jason, where the politicians and the public are starting to say, you know what, we are voluntarily, because of our excitement, trying to look past all the red flags that John Fisher has as a relationship partner, just like in romance. Oh, hey, the guy picks his nose during dinner. Well, he makes a lot of money. Oh, hey, this guy has excessive flatulence at all points of his life. But you know what? He's a nice guy.
Patrick Stewart.
Yeah, thank you. You know, at some point you go, we're in the honeymoon phase right now of this relationship where everybody is trying to show their best colors. And John Fisher is mooning the state of Nevada and asking him to look him in the eye. That's a problem that's only going to become exacerbated the more they get into bed with this guy, Jason.
It's not a bed you want to be in, right?
No, and it's not an eye you want to look into.
And there's a lot of work that they have to do in Sacramento.
Yeah.
And there has been some talk of like, hey, the A's might not even make it to Sacramento. The A's might say, you know what, we'll start up again when we get to Vegas, which I think would have even more problems.
And, you know, I love, this is going to sound like I'm about to crap on him. And I kind of am, but I don't mean it in a crappy way. I've said it before. I've taken up for Vivek a lot of times, especially over the last few years. But Vivek, like a lot of owners in sports, is what we like to call a star blanker. That's just who they are. You want to be around celebrity. You want to be a part. It's why these rich guys buy teams. They want to be a part of that circle. You think that, you know, Kelsey Grammer and 50 Cent and God knows who else tripped and fell and landed in the courtside seats? It's nothing wrong with Vivek. We'd all damn near do the same. Of course, you own a team. Oh, hey, Brad Pitt okay, bad example. Tom Hanks wants to come sit courtside. Heck yeah, I got to meet Tom Hanks. Who wouldn't do that?
Patrick Stewart gets to talk about my team.
That's exactly right. Come on down, Patty Stew. Let's watch a game. Of course you're going to do that. I'm not blaming Vivek for that. But these owners have weaknesses, and those weaknesses are celebrity. And John Fisher isn't a celebrity, but the Oakland A's are a celebrity. It would feel really good to be able to bring Major League Baseball to Sacramento. And I know Vivek feels that way. His heart is in the right place. His intentions are in the right place. It's just like he was in the news a few years ago being one of the rumored people to buy Chelsea. Like, we get it. Got it. And I don't think it's a coincidence that he bought the River Cats and then a couple years later this is happening. He's a smart dude, but he's going to get absolutely pantsed by John Fisher, and this is not going to end well. And there are 97,000 warning signs. And if you think that a wolf in sheep's clothing just by relocating 90 miles up the road is going to remain a sheep and not a wolf once he gets here, you, as the kids say, are tripping. And I think there's so much tripping going on right now. It's going to seem like that tricycle race in Revenge of the Nerds where you had to drink the beer every lap. There'll be a lot of thank you. A lot of staggering going on. We'll take a break. When we come back, what to watch on this date in sports history and so much more. It's Dave, it's Jason, it's Chris Verlaud. We're right back.
Subscribe to Sacktown Sports on YouTube and watch the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Stiles and Watkins, and the Drive Guys. Live Monday through Friday from 6 to 6. Plus view archive shows and exclusive content.
Subscribe at youtube.com/Sacktown Sports.
Hey sports fans, it's JaVale McGee here. Are you ready for the event of the summer? It's the Jug Life Charity Softball Game hosted at Sutter Health Park on Saturday, June 15th. Join me and all my celebrity friends for the #1 event of the summer as our incredible community comes together for a cause that counts. The Jug Life Charity Softball Game isn't just about softball. It's about giving back. All proceeds go to the water education programs and providing clean water to communities in need. Thanks to your support, our team with Jug Life is making a real difference, bringing hope and health to those who need it the most. Bring your family and friends for a day you won't forget. Cheer on your favorite stars as they hit it out the park for a great cause. Come celebrate Father's Day weekend at the Jug Life Charity Softball Game that's happening on Saturday, June 15th. Don't miss out. Get your tickets now at juglifewater.com. That's juglifewater.com. Join us, have fun, and make a difference. Jug Life. Drink water, give water, save water.
Get ready to fuel your spirit of adventure with Kia Vacaville Summer Sticker Sales Event. It's time to crank up the excitement. Calling all thrill seekers. Are you ready for an adrenaline-packed journey? Introducing the Kia Telluride, the ultimate companion for your next adventure. Picture this. Blazing trails through uncharted territories, conquering the wild with the power and precision of the Kia Telluride. With Kia Vacaville, you can join the expedition and experience the thrill of off-road exploration like never before. With its rugged design and cutting-edge features, the Kia Telluride is your passport to unforgettable adventures. Don't let this opportunity pass you by. Head to Kia Vacaville today and gear up for the adventure of a lifetime during their summer sticker sales event. Your adventure starts now. Kia Vacaville, where every journey is an adventure. Visit Kia Vacaville today. Model availability, lease options, and features may vary. Please visit Kia Vacaville for more details.
Capital Casino has been serving the greater Sacramento area in the same convenient downtown location for over 20 years, with plenty of close-by, well-lit parking monitored by security staff and offering the most variety of table games in the region in a safe and friendly environment. Best food, best service, and the best action. That's Capital Casino. For more information on tournaments and gaming, check out their website at capital-casino.com. And please remember to gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Sacramento, Dirk Bentley is coming to town.
Hey, y'all, this is Dirk Bentley.
Saturday, September 28th at Hart Health Park at Cal Expo for Country in the Park 2. And he's bringing some friends.
This is Family. Take my hand, let me make you mine.
It's Dasha, Kelsey Hart, and more. Saturday, September 28th at Hart Health Park at Cal Expo. Get your tickets before they sell out at CITPFest.com. Brought to you by Coors Light.
waking you up with the best in local sports.
They just make it interesting, you know?
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
on Sacktown Sports.
I don't understand anything going on in the YouTube chat right now, but nothing new. If you've missed any part of the show today, yesterday, whenever, and not just our show, but Styles and Watkins and Kyle and Whitey, you can go to YouTube, subscribe, Sacktown Sports, and watch and enjoy. Jason Ross, Carmichael Dave, Christopher Laud, barreling towards a Thursday. Giants and Diamondbacks tonight. Jason, Giants looking to avoid the dreaded double-up home sweep. Oh, excuse me. That's right. They're on the road. Excuse me. So they got swept by the Yankees. They go to Arizona, and the Snakes are about to sweep them as well. Jason, if they lose again, that's not going to be a happy locker room. Your thoughts?
Agree. I think everybody's out, and the team will fold.
You think that's it? Maybe they combine with the. Hey, let me ask you this: the Giants and A's can combine rosters. Are they a World Series contender?
No.
Yeah, I agree with you. Isn't that weird? I mean, you're going like Logan Webb and Mason Miller as your.
I was about to combine the team names. I'm glad I didn't.
What's wrong with the Alliance? The Giants GM Farhan Zaidi was asked why, though they went after, allegedly, Shohei Ohtani and Yoshinobu Yamamoto, why they weren't in on Shota Imanaga, another Japanese import star, especially when they were one of 7 teams reportedly chasing him. The Athletic spoke to Farhan Zaidi, and he said, quote, "Our pitch grade models really liked him. They had plus grades in all 3 of his pitches, fastball, split, and breaking ball. But our scouting reports weren't as strong, and it's understandable because what makes his pitches so effective doesn't jump out to the naked eye. When you layer in the competition gap and scouting international professionals, it's always easier to bank on louder tools than subtler skills, like having pitches with unique movement patterns." He finished up by saying, "The availability of pitch data from the Pacific Rim has theoretically made these valuations more sound, but there's still a leap to take when you can't hang your hat on high-end velocity. I imagine there are scouts around the game that did see him as a high-end starter in the big leagues, but I suspect that the teams that were highest on him put the greatest stock in their pitch model valuations." Bloody flippin' blah, blah, barf. And 10 starts. Yeah, exactly. That's just a word salad. 4-year, $53 million contract, which works out to just over $13 million a year, and 10 starts with the Cubs this season. Imanaga has a 5-1 record with a 1.86 ERA, 59 strikeouts, and 58 innings, just 10 walks, and is amongst the favorites as of right now to win the NL Cy Young. So good on Farhan Zaidi, a guy whose background is sabermetrics and analytics and all the nerd stuff, for not listening to his nerds and going with the eye test. That's just a banner job done by you, Farhan. I'm so glad you signed Blake Snell. What a dingleberry. What a just a dingleberry, man. It's like right now it's like this weird what's the thing the Catholics believe in? It's not heaven and hell, it's in the middle. Purgatory. It's this weird purgatory, Jason, for Giants fans, and I don't like it.
Well, the difference, like for the A's fans, at least nobody agrees with the direction, but you see what they're doing.
Right.
They just have cut it. Like the Giants have attempted here. Like they're spending money.
Yes.
Just not doing it well and not doing it wisely.
I would at least be partially forgiving of the Giants if they weren't spending money and like they were just stocking the minor leagues, but their minor league is below average. And they've got, I think, a number 10 payroll in the league, and it doesn't suck like the Mets, but it's not that far off. The Giants have got to be bottom 3 as far as dollar spent per win this year. And it's just, again, Zaid's been here, 5 years now? Whatever. That's what I think. A's host the Mariners tonight, 6:40 in a game, Gilbert versus Estes. But the big story here is Julio Rodriguez has an opportunity to help Jason Ross break the show streaking record at 12. And he's going against a guy, Jason. Here's a guy that has a 6.10 ERA in Joey Estes. His game log this year so far, his last game against Tampa Bay, he did go 5 innings, a 2-hit ball, allowing just 1 earned. Game before that, home against Colorado, 7 innings, 4 earned.
Whoa, he's hot.
But he did go against Houston, and Houston he got shelled. 3 2/3, 8 earned runs. He has faced Seattle once this year. That was Saturday, the 11th of May. 5 innings, 2 hits, 0 walks, 1 earned run. And in that game, Julio Rodriguez, 0 for 4. Yeah.
You're making me feel worse.
Am I, or is he due?
Yeah. No, worse.
Worse? Okay.
Yeah.
On this date in 1977, the Blazers won Game 6 over the Philadelphia 76ers to win their only NBA title. Bill Walton, the late, great Bill Walton, 20 points, 23 rebounds, 7 assists, and 8 blocks.
Wow.
Yeah, dude.
In the deciding game?
Yeah, that's a hell of a
man's game.
That is a man's game. Bill Walton had a man's beard going to that big red shaggy beard. We will miss him. June 5th, 1989, the Sky Dome opened in Toronto. God, I remember that. That thing was so badass when it opened.
Every time I think of the Sky Dome, I think of that couple in the hotel room.
Which
during the game. Was that during a game?
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
Let's just say the
Right in
count.
center field.
The count was 2 balls, 1 strike. And
the A's have the same thing.
It's just the fans that is getting it done too. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then finally, sad day for mixed martial arts fans. Kimbo Slice on this day, 8 years ago, died of heart failure at the age of 42 years old.
Wow.
That was grew up watching videos of Kimbo Slice.
How scary was that guy?
The scariest, the absolute scariest, like legit, real, no, the 2 realest fighters that have ever fought in the UFC are Tank Abbott and Kimbo Slice for different reasons. And I did get a chance to interview Kimbo once when he was with Strikeforce. Nicest guy. Just
Really?
a nice, he was just a sweet, look, you didn't want to mess with him. You could tell he'd seen some things or two. I think there's a phenomenal movie in the life of Kimbo Slice that needs to be made. But really polite, really humble, really happy to be there. I did get the feeling talking to him like, oh God, though I say one wrong thing, but that was just probably in my head. Couldn't have been a kinder person. And you find that a lot with MMA guys, but Kimbo has seen a lot of crap.
I've heard a lot of that is like fighters, just not just MMA, but boxers say like, we get it all out.
Yes.
In training.
That's right.
And in the fights.
That's
like,
right.
I'm not looking to get in anything.
That's right. Well, unless I'm getting paid, I don't want any part of it. And honestly, the best fighters I've known are the sweetest guys. George St. Pierre, Anderson Silva, our own Uriah Faber, Chad Mendes. They're just sweethearts. They're just sweet people. And then they go beat the hell out of others. So we'll take a break. Speaking of sweet people beating the hell out of us, when we come back, Styles and Watkins will join us for celebrity birthdays as we wrap up the show with Jason Ross and Chris Verlaud. Coming up next.
De'Aaron Fox plays here.
Stolen by Fox. Breakaway coming up for De'Aaron. And a simple, casual spike to the left hand. The Kings lead by 3.
Sacktown Sports is your proud home of the Sacramento Kings.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave for my good friends at American Energy. Now, I've told you this before, but this is what we call extending a good deal. Right now, American Energy Heat and Air is offering an HVAC diagnostic for $99. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Never mind. They're offering it free. It's a $99 value, but you get it for $0. Let the American Energy team test your system connections and all the moving parts of that system to ensure that it's functioning properly. Now, this is a limited time offer. Call today to schedule your appointment at 916-520-9990. Speak to the company that has an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau that's been making the greater Sacramento area proud since 1981. 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com. Tell them Carmichael Dave sent you.
Call 916-520-9990.
As a roofer, spring means the start of my busy season, which means I've got to get organized. With help from Beacon, I can save time with Beacon Pro Plus and 24/7 access to live pricing, delivery tracking, order history, and more. Plus, this spring, I can earn $1,000 and the chance to win a $25,000 backyard renovation just by buying my CertainTeed shingles online with Beacon. No purchase necessary. Now that's what I call a spring cleanup. Visit BECN.com for official rules and to start earning entries.
Summer starts now with Memorial Day appliance savings at Lowe's. Get up to 40% off. Plus, save an extra $50 on every $500 you spend on select major appliances from brands like KitchenAid. And right now, you can double your savings when you spend $2,500 or more. Shop in-store or online today because Lowe's knows home improvement. Offer valid through 6/5. Savings vary based on purchase amount. Exclusions apply. See Lowe's.com for more details.
I remember as if it were yesterday. I reached down to move a nightstand and was astonished at the weight of the piece. Hi, this is Frank LaRosa with a word about Naturewood Home Furnishings. At that moment, I instantly recognized the difference between Naturewood's quality furniture that will last a lifetime versus lesser quality furniture found elsewhere. Now, I suppose there's a huge difference in what you'd put in your first apartment and what you would live with in the comfort of your own home. Right now, Naturewood Home Furnishings Made in USA sale is a great time to fill your home with solid, superior quality furniture to reflect your own love for life. With brands like Sam Moore, Stanton, Stickley, Hilltop Hickory, Simply Amish, and many more, Naturewood Home Furnishings has tables, chairs, couches, and, yes, nightstands, and more at their Made in USA sale. Find furniture that will be with you forever. Naturewood Home Furnishings, off Highway 50 at Hazel. Look for the water wheel.
Swing into summer at the Golf and Guitars Music Festival, June 24th and 25th at Hagen Oaks Golf Course. On June 25th, enjoy the live performances Under the Stars from Craig Campbell, Corey Kent, Love and Theft, plus Ashley Cook, Mark Willis, and more. It's not just about great music and golf. It's about giving back. Proceeds go to charities supporting youth, those with disabilities, and our veterans in the greater Sacramento region. Tickets start at just $40. Don't miss out on these great nights for a great cause. Get your tickets now at golfandguitars.com.
Power Business Technology is proud to be 100% independent, locally owned, and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a 2022 Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer. Contact us today for all of your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729, or visit us at powercopiers.com.
It's time for the news of the day.
The latest headlines, the biggest stories, hard-hitting analysis.
Yeah, this is none of those things. And now, here's Carmichael Dave and Jason Ross.
Good morning, Chris Watkins.
Oh, yeah. Good morning, David. Good morning, Jason.
Good morning, Chris.
I saw Alan is late because he's in talking to our traffic person about I don't know what.
Wow.
Just, it's like on one hand, Alan wants to make it do well. On the other hand, just can't be bothered for
just doing it.
You get a chance to come on the blowtorch in the morning and I got to go talk to Angie. I know.
Are we calling the show the blowtorch?
That's what Chris calls it.
Oh.
Yeah. A lot to get to today. I don't want to screw around. Today is National Ketchup Day. I'm just going to say, I know some people I love ketchup. Ketchup's my friend.
Does anybody spell it with a C anymore?
No, like CATSUP.
Yeah.
No, it's like I'll never forget taking a spelling test in like 3rd grade, and the teacher accepted both cookie with an IE and cookie with a Y. As like a literal accepted spelling.
That's what's wrong with America.
That's what I'm talking
Yeah.
about. Who the hell spells cookie with a Y, and why are they serial killers?
Participation trophies.
Right. And this was before participation trophies. What, Chris? Yes.
I was looking it up, but then I'm like, oh yeah, that makes sense. But I was looking at kooky.
Oh, like with a K though,
Yeah,
right?
that's with a K.
You're kooky.
Yeah, you're.
You know, it's a
little cookie.
She's not baby styles anymore. She's toddler style. She's 1.2 now.
Yeah.
And, she's got the little basketball hoop.
Yeah.
And she'll walk on over, put it in. We clap if she makes it. And then we're teaching her young. If she doesn't make it, I don't clap.
Good. Nor should you.
I was like, what does that have to do with cookies?
Because and she'll look back, smiling. You didn't make the shot.
Hey, but what you should do is if she makes the shot, you yell toddler, and then your wife goes Styles.
That's true.
Now you're focused on your toddler. In 16 to 17 years, you will be doing still shot screenshots of your French bulldog falling off the couch. On the left is Gus realizing he just lost his footing, and on the right is Gracie not giving a crap because she wants the stuffed carrot.
Wow.
See that? That's what we do. See this? See that? This is Gus. This doesn't work on the air, everybody.
Right.
This is Gus. Just bailing.
There was Gus.
And we're slow-moing it back and forth. That's what we do. I love
Cookie.
ketchup. Yeah?
American English. Yeah.
C-O-O-K-Y?
C-O-O-K-Y, but the thing is, the plural of cookies, of cookie is cookies.
I-E-S.
I-E-S.
Yeah, see, this is why the school system screwed up. That is why. That's the only reason.
Maybe we should stop using English.
Today is National Veggie Burger Day.
I've had some good. So a veggie burger, that's not beyond meat, right? That's different.
I mean, it looks like it's just like
The
lettuce,
old
tomato.
school. Yeah, the old school.
Well, there's a little patty.
You could probably do like a mushroom replacement for.
It's fine. Can we not call it a burger though? Like if you do some mushroom and chickpea thing, or I'm not against that. It'd be fine. But
What would you call
Chicken
it?
sandwiches in England, they call them chicken burgers.
Oh, do
Veggie
they?
patty.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they also England's stupid about this though because they also do what is it? What do they call it? A chip butty is spelled chip buddy, B-U-D-D-Y, and it is not chips. It's French fries on a hamburger bun with gravy on it. And buddy is how they say sandwich.
Yeah, when it comes to
That's why they
and I
lost the war.
love food, but
Yeah.
when it
I'm
comes
looking
to
at it, buddy,
places
B-U-T-T-Y.
The thing it was B-U-D-D-Y, but hey, okay.
when it comes to
Not
places
lying,
that I
Chris.
just am not interested in trying their food.
Yeah. What, England?
Yeah.
Well, if you're ever getting a little heavy, you want to lose some weight?
Sure.
Go right there.
No.
Yeah.
The best food I ever had was in England. No joke. The absolute best. Just don't eat English food.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, no, that's
Eat
true.
Indian
Indian
Pakistani.
food.
Sure.
Like
Chinese.
full on though, their fish and chips is the one I had at least. This place called Murgatroyd's in Leeds was the best fish and chips I've ever had in my life. I'm not a fish and chips guy. Yeah, it was really good. Today is National Start Over Day. Hold on a second. Today is National Start Over Day.
Hey.
See what I did?
Yeah.
And finally, today is National Moonshine Day. Have you guys ever tried moonshine?
Am I allowed to say
In
yes or no?
college.
Yeah, I did.
Doesn't everybody have a buddy?
Yeah.
Everybody knows somebody that knows somebody.
It's
Yeah.
foul.
It's pretty
really
good.
terrible.
I had some
What?
good about not too long ago.
What are you talking about?
Okay, but it can't be like he made the thing and added all these flavors and made it into yum yum moonshine. I'm talking about like the
No,
guy
the rubbing
who
alcohol, yeah. I used to
yeah.
watch Moonshiners on Discovery Channel.
Did you?
Okay.
What? What's the problem?
Celebrity birthdays brought to you by. We both agreed, by the way, earlier in the show, we were talking about the PA announcer for the Kings, our friend Scott Moak. We were saying, hey, if he ever retires, which we hope he doesn't, you should be first in line.
Wow.
Yeah, because instead of you can say 3. Brought to you by family and friends. Another brings family and friends together better than Crown Cookies.
Man.
Jason Ross, take it away.
Happy birthday, Mark.
Wahlberg.
Ruffalo.
Yes.
Hi.
Wow. Ruffalo. The only actor ever whose name rhymes with Buffalo. Did you know that?
But it's
They
not
were
Wahlberg.
kids.
I actually did know that.
Mark Ruffalo is 56.
No, Mark Wahlberg.
Oh,
I thought it was
Ruffalo too.
Marky Mark.
Oh, I thought you said
Wahlberg
Ruffalo.
was.
Yeah,
I heard Wahlberg
delay.
first.
Mark Wahlberg is 56.
That's probably
Say hello to your mother.
spot on.
Say hello to your mother for me.
55.
Aim for the bushes.
Wahlburgers.
Let's say Wahlberg's 59.
58.
I don't remember who the lowest one was. 53 for Wahlberg.
That's
me.
Oh, you did. You're right.
Alan's hot now. All of a
That's
sudden.
right.
Happy birthday, Kenny.
The
Chesney.
Jetsman.
Kenny, not Rogers. Kenny Powers is fake.
Kenny Atkinson.
Kenny, my
Kenny
best friend.
G.
Oh, Kenny. Oh, he's got to be up there, dude. I'm going to say Kenny G is 68.
Great hair.
Really great hair. Better hair, Kenny G or Michael Bolt?
Depends on your flavor.
Yeah.
68.
67.
Kenny G and Company
Nope, just him.
is 63.
72.
We have a correct answer, and it goes to Carmichael Dave, 68 for
Yeah.
Kenny.
Yeah.
Clarinet, baby.
Happy birthday,
No, it's a
former
saxophone.
King Marcus Lil Buckets Thornton.
Oh, wow. What a nickname.
Marcus Thornton is 35.
Marcus Thornton is 36.
No, he's not.
Let's see.
35.
34.
That's nice.
I know.
Alan's the closest, 37.
Come on.
Told you he
He's
was.
hot now.
Happy
Told you.
birthday, Robert Kraft.
Oh,
Oh.
104.
Let's see if we can end this one. Well,
Yeah.
Robert Kraft is 82.
Ooh.
84.
78.
77.
We have a tie, 83 between Dave and Alan.
Ah.
So that means he has that little skin coming off the bottom of his bicep that you can flick. Styles and Watkins coming up next.
Wow. You're killing me. It's Sam Darnold too, right?
What?
Yes.
So I have to be honest. I know quickly. Yesterday, Chris and I were looking up Sam Darnold because he's been playing well, and we saw his birthday. And the plan was to not tell you guys that we saw his birthday and nail it today. And you didn't say
How
Sam
old is he?
Darnold.
How old is he?
Like
20
I said, I forgot.
He's 27.
Oh, you guys had a whole
Yeah,
bit.
that's correct answer.
Oh, you had a whole cheating bit and everything. It
That's
didn't happen.
right.
Okay.
I honestly
No Boy
forgot.
Scouts
Well,
here.
Listen to the Liars, Styles and Watkins next.
Trying to find out where to catch your
Bye-bye
favorite
now.
team's games?
Are you a fan of the Kings, Niners, and the NFL? Well, Sacktown Sports has you covered.
Touchdown!